Yeah, welcome back. Desert Hills High School. The Thunder come in 0-1 after a shortened loss due to lightning last week at Highland. And the Skyhawks of Salem Hills also come in with a likewise record of 0-1 as the captains prepare to meet at midfield. Great rendition from the Thunder Band and our national anthem as we close in on the final moments here on Roy's Pizza and Pasta pregame show. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. Want to welcome in our viewers on CEC TV, TDS, Channel 22, as well as those of you on sportsradio977.com watching tonight on the live stream. And let's take a look at some of our coach's comments. We're going to have to relay them to you because Coach Murdoch joined us a little bit earlier on in the show and when we were live, and he talked about a couple of different things that stood out to me. One was minimizing the mistakes and cleaning up some of the assignments from last week.
Yeah, a new quarterback, a new system, both offensively and defensively. They have stuff they've got to clean up on both sides of the ball. Also establishing the run. There weren't any lanes last week against Highland. Great gap control by that Highland defense. Pine View's dealing with that tonight. But I think with Saul Andrus and Kina Taufa both running the ball, we know they have talent. Andrus is probably the burst, and then Taufa's the thunder. They've got to get their running game going against a smaller Salem Hills team tonight.
You look at a couple of things for these two teams. Obviously, both want to showcase their quarterbacks' talents. Both these quarterbacks didn't really do a lot last week, trying to get them going, give them some positive vibes, because I think both their quarterbacks are very talented.
Yeah, absolutely. We know Logan Wilstead's pedigree. We know his talent. I think a big key is for him to get rid of the ball early in the game and on short routes to guys like Bo Barbin, playmakers, and let them run after the catch. He can throw it deep too, but get him feeling comfortable with a few easy completions. He only had a handful last week. If he can get a couple early ones to backs out of the backfield or to slots, that would be big for his confidence.
All right, so your coach's comments there brought to you by Camping World St. George, and obviously our Bucks Ace Hardware keys to the game. Couple other things brought to you by Bucks Ace, now open in the Dino Crossing in Washington. Establish the run, be physical. Desert Hills has also got to be good on 3rd and 4th down. And then Coach talked about team tackling and flying to the football. They had to go against that triple option of Highland last year, and they did pretty good on their assignments. It'll be a little bit different look here tonight. For Salem Hills, a couple Bucks Ace Hardware keys to the game. I think they're going to want to stay balanced. They got to put some pressure on Wilstead, and then field position on the road going to be big tonight.
Yeah, and then also big plays. That was something last week against Mountain Crest. They were gouged down the middle of the field. They're not afraid to play cover 0 on 1st and 2nd down. Mountain Crest took big advantage of it, throwing post routes deep over the middle for big scores this year against Salem Hills. So that's something, the safeties, the coverage needs to be changed up because Cody Wilstead could take advantage of that as well.
All right, both the captains, and again, the captains for Desert Hills have met. The flip, Ryan Warner, Liato Sewell, Mason Leety, and Mason Krager. Those are your captains for the
Logan Wilstead.
Logan Wilstead.
That won't be the first time.
Yeah, Did I say that?
No,
again?
I said Cody.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Wilstead.
I said it the other day on the show.
Yeah.
And I probably will say it again. Cody, of course, was at BYU, his older brother, who played at Pineview, and then transferred after spring ball about midway through BYU's spring football season to Coffeyville out there in Kansas.
Yeah, pretty prestigious JC out there in Kansas.
Yep. Skyhawks will defer to the second half, so they'll kick off. Thunder have Cooper Kinney, who's a little dinged up, but he's going to go tonight back deep. And then I think the other one is Kina Tafu back deep for the Thunder. Thunder wearing the black and gold with the white helmets. And, of course, the Skyhawks got the white jerseys, white pants with the silver numbers. Those silver numbers, Andy, are going to be a little difficult to pick up with the glare as the sun going to be up for here another hour or so. And they'll kick off here to get this game going. Thanks to our title sponsor, Summit Athletic Club, our pregame sponsors, Roy's Pizza and Pasta, Bucks Ace Hardware for the keys and tools to the game, Camping World for bringing you some abbreviated coaches' comments, and we'll get you more of the starting lineups brought to you by Sky Mountain as we progress. Kickoff is end over end, taken at about the 10-yard line and out to the 20. And then taken down immediately is Ethan Ford. Ford is a sophomore. He's probably the second or third fastest guy on this team. Not very big, and he's elusive, but he's a little frustrated there. He couldn't break that first wave, and so they'll take over to start this game at their own 20-yard line. And here comes Logan Wilstead. You'll probably hear me call him Willie a little bit tonight. That's what a lot of the guys and the coaches talk to me about referring to him when I've been talking to him before and after practices and whatnot. Wilstead out of the gun. Going to go trips to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. First play from scrimmage tonight. And it's Wilstead going to take a shot down the left sideline. And pass interference appears to be called. 2 flags come flying in. It was definitely contact after that 5-yard cushion. And it looks like that's going to be an automatic first down for the Thunder. I don't think it was, maybe some more incidental contact more than anything. You know, they're trying to go one-on-one with Tate Denas and all sorts of contact. And there's the call going against Salem Hills. And that'll be the walk-off. And that's your first Fabulous Freddy's first down via the penalty in this game tonight. Here comes Wilstead. They like to go quick. A lot of teams in our Region 9 like to go quick. We know Pineview does that. Somebody going quick is our ball boy. He's trying to get off the field right now as quick as he can because they're ready to snap this play. First down and 10 from now the 35-yard line after the 15-yard PI. And they're going to run it off the left side. And a nice run. It breaks the tackle out across midfield. Down to the 45-yard line goes Saul Andrus. And Andrus making some plays. And here is the coach signaling quickly after a chunk of yardage. A 22-yard gain there for Andrus. 22 yards. He didn't have 22 yards in the entire game last week against Highland. Here he is, Keena this time. Keena with the carry. Keena, Tafa, and Tafa. It's kind of Thunder Lightning. Saul's a little bit more the quick, speedy burst guy. And Keena is a little bit more of the Thunder that likes to lower shoulder and pound it between the tackles. Again, this Sky Mountain starting lineup for your offensive line for the Thunder. Mason Krager, Anoka Falatualo, Ryan Warner, your center, Mason Leedy, and Beato Sewell. Wilstead going to take a fade route to Barban, and he overshot him. He had 2 receivers running down the right hash, both pretty close to each other, just all streaks. And Wilstead just by a yard overshoots Bo Barban. I like the aggressiveness right there, trying to take a shot. There's our replay from our CEC TV crew for our audience on CEC, TDS Channel 22. These guys will shoot some great pictures for you tonight. Also, for our friends on Sports Radio 977.com, you can watch that on the webcast tonight. Some young fans getting some high fives in the stands. This is the first home game and a really good crowd on hand here at Desert Hills High School. It's a false start going to be walked off. Somebody jumped. I didn't see who it was, but it's going against the Thunder. And that'll make it 3rd down and 10 again. And Wilstead's going to go out of the gun. Single back set. Looking to throw. Blitz comes. He gets it away, but he overshot his intended receiver. That's Jace Mortensen. Mortensen, junior wide receiver. They like what he brings, but that time Wilstead just too high, and looks like they might have to punt the football as they are running some new personnel on. They do have Logan Callister, who is an incredible kicker. He handles all the kicking responsibility for the Desert Hills Thunder. He's your place kicker, he's your kickoff guy, and he's your punter. And he did pin Highland a number of times last week inside their own 20. He's going to try to do it here. Snap a little high. He's rugby style. And he's going to pooch it on a spiral, and it's going to land down at the 10-yard line. It's picked up, and it's fumbled. And the Skyhawks are going to try to stay in bounds, and they do recover and take it out to about the 5-yard line. That was a scary pickup if you're the Skyhawks coaching staff. And I believe that was number 7 of the Skyhawks that was the deep guy running that back. And that's Joshua Crippen, the senior. I think he saw the Thunder special teams would-be tackler was going to down inside the 1 or maybe the 2, and so he went ahead and charged it, but he mishandled it, but able to scoop it back up. So the Thunder special teams doing its job, and Salem Hills is going to have to start this own drive from their own 5-yard line. Here we go. Out of the gun. And going to run it to the right side. A little bit of a crease cut back. And that's going to be a pickup of a couple, but it's going to be a flag thrown from the far side line judge, and we'll wait the penalty. And I apologize in advance. I'm having a real trouble with the glare, and these Skyhawks numbers, seeing exactly who that ball carrier is. I'll just hate to just guess, but it is really difficult. And that one's going to be holding against the Skyhawks. And now they'll back him back up. That's half the distance to the goal from the penalty. And that'll put it back at just about the original line of scrimmage. Here is the Skyhawks out of the gun. Man in motion. That's Joshua Crippen. And they're going to try to run it, and there's nothing doing. And it's right at the goal line. Hit and stood up. Did they get the safety? I don't think so. I think they're going to say forward momentum stopped inside the 1 yard line. But Desert Hills swarming in the backfield.
Great play by Damon Brunson. I think the ball just gets peeked out. Great gap control there by the defensive line. Forward progress will keep him out at about the 1 yard line. Great stop by this Desert Hills defense, making it 2nd and long.
Jorgen Olsen on that read option, Andy.
Yeah.
Looked like a little indecisiveness. Let it go and gave it at the last second. Now the Desert Hills have him pinned as deep as you can go. Inside the 1. Second down. Going to throw. Set up the screen. High. And it's there. It's caught. And some room outside. First down and more. Nice backside tackle is made by Jaron Polu. But not before. That's a pickup of 24 yards.
And a great play by Jorgen Olsen. It was a jailbreak rush. Anticipated. They just let him through because it was a screen play. And he lofts it up over some tall Desert Hills Thunder to his receiver, who had a lot of green grass ahead of him. Gets a decent block by a wide receiver and gets the first down.
Polu did have a good contribution last year in his junior season and had a good opening night last week. Read option, they give it up the middle this time, off the right tackle, and they'll weave their way for almost 7. And that Skyhawks pro-style read option working now all of a sudden that they're out of that danger zone inside their own red zone.
Yeah, seeing some seams this week that they didn't necessarily last week. Good read there by Olsen.
Here comes Jorgen Olsen. He's only a junior. Quarterback last year, graduated, so that opened up the door for a junior. You see a lot of coaches like to go young and try to develop them. Pass into the flat is caught, but coming up, making that stop quickly was Curtis Sweeten.
Great play by Sweeten. Good pickup block there by Ware, the running back. Good pressure by Desert Hills off the edge. Good chip block by the running back, as we'll see here on the replay. And the ball low. Great hands just to pick it off the turf for a 7-yard gain.
So it'll be 3rd down. And Skyhawks will try to convert again. I thought it would be one of the keys for the Thunder on 3rd down, that money down, but here's a chance for the Skyhawks to keep the chains going. Read option in the backfield, trying to run is Olsen, and he's hit. He's not going to get anywhere.
And David Andrus has not been blocked seemingly this entire series. He's coming right up the middle on that interior defensive line, putting the pressure on Olsen right away. Tackles the running back who doesn't have the ball, but forces Olsen to leak out to the left and get tackled for loss.
They like Damon Brunson. He was a guy last week to draw praise from Coach Murdoch when we spoke with him earlier. And he's having an impact and making things really disruptive in the backfield. So 4th down for the Skyhawks. No score on our one-loss scoreboard. 7 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Both teams have had an opening possession, and both teams forced to punt. Back deep, Ethan Ford. Kick is away, and it's high and it's short. Angled away from Ford. Ford going to let it bounce once, not going to go get it. Probably a good decision is it's going to kind of just sit there like a Tiger Woods wedge shot on the green, and the Thunder will set up shop at their own 33-yard line.
See Logan Wilstead for the 2nd time after a pretty good sustained drive on his first chance out.
No, they took some shots, didn't they?
Yeah.
One was called PI. Did miss on that 3rd down crossing route trying to hit Mortensen. Barely missed on the fade route to Barbin. They could have been 6 if that one's dropped in a little bit softer. Tonight's game brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. At Intermountain Sports Medicine, they provide all the athletic trainers for all the Region 9 teams. And of course, Sean Norton tonight, hoping he doesn't have to be too busy. That's one thing that Coach Murdoch told us last week, because we came out of that game injury-free, and that's always good news early in the season. So here's Wilstead. Keena Tafu in the backfield, going to give it to Keena. Keena's going to rumble, take a hit, pound for extra yardage, keeps those legs pumping. He's going to get about a 7-yard gain.
And even with a couple linebackers coming weak side right on the snap, Keena Taufa sees a lane and has one of his best runs of the year, frankly, after last week. We see a little bit of burst and power, lowering his shoulder against the safety for extra yards. He's a tough kid.
They're going to go quick here, 2nd down. They marked him after about a 6-yard gain. Marked it back a yard from where I thought he got to. So we'll call it 2nd down and 4. Thunder going to run it again. And here is Keena Tafu, and he's got the first down. That's a fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and he's a durable, tough kid. I like seeing him getting a lot of carries early in this one. He has the potential to be a feature back, kind of the Thunder to the Lightning of Saul Andrus as he bullies his way forward for a first down.
5:57 left in the first quarter. No score on our Pace Culligan's water clock. Need a new water softener? Don't do it yourself. Call Pace's Culligan. Get a whole house system. 1st and 10. Willie going to run play action. Throw it into the flat, and it's almost picked off. Ooh, he was trying to hit Bronson Andrus, and that was jumped out in the flat. And a beautiful play there on the defense by Blake Hoffines.
Yeah, dangerous throw. I like them rolling him out early this time on first down. You expect to have a wide open receiver when you do that, but great anticipation by Salem Hills and a good deflection.
Saw there on the replay for our television and online audience, Caleb Rogers running a deep route, but when that rollout boot, Wilstead trying to get it out quick, and he went to the underneath route. Did have one-on-one coverage on the outside. Now he's got 2-back set. Twins to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Going to run the slant and way too tall. Wilstead a little off on his accuracy here early on.
Yeah, a little bit too high to the undersized wide receiver. That's Caleb Rogers out there. And, you know, he threw a couple really good balls last week. He overthrew some and some floated on him. This one, more the latter here in week 2. Just a little bit floated it on 2nd down.
You're listening to high school coverage here on Sports Radio 97.7 FM, 1210 AM, CEC TV, presented by Summit Athletic Club. Welcome aboard on a Friday night as Wilstead now 3rd and 10, rolls out right, and he's intercepted. Hoffines with the pick, goes right out of bounds at midfield. Ill-advised throw. He did have trouble there getting that off free, took a hit at the end of the throw. Probably should have thrown that one away.
Yeah, a gimme interception there for Salem Hills. They send 5 once again. This time you can see the outside linebacker off the edge who's putting pressure on Wilstead. 2 plays in a row. He decides to throw it, and it goes right into the belly of Hoffines for the pick.
So that drive stalls out. And here comes the Skyhawks and Jorgen Olsen, the junior quarterback.
He's a tough kid. He'll run it. He'll run the read option pretty well, but he'll lower his shoulder in between the tackles for the Skyhawks.
1st and 10. Gonna throw. Taking a shot. One-on-one coverage. Receivers turning, but the DB never did, and he makes the catch inside the 10-yard line.
And he knew where he was going right away on first down, deep to his big man on the right side. Put it up there for him. Decent coverage. The defender was right there with him, didn't turn his head around. That was the problem, as he's given up about a foot to the wide receiver, who jumps up, clings it with both hands, and manages to take it all the way down with him to the ground.
So after the pick, now into the red zone. Run up the middle. That's going to be sniffed out and stopped. Just a half a yard, maybe a full yard gain.
Always want to get to the ball right away after a big gain to try to catch the defense a little off guard and a little tired, but good job by the defensive line. He's had a good first quarter so far for Coach Murdoch.
So they take the shot and now pound it on the ground, so 2nd down and goal. And Thunder showing blitz. They send one extra guy. They pick him up. A slant right over the middle is caught. Touchdown Salem Hills, and they strike first.
Beautiful delivery by Olsen. Two out of 3 plays, 2 beautiful throws, this time on an easy slant, one-on-one coverage. Touchdown for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, that's going to be Thomas Wilson that caught it. And the senior wide receiver, big chest bump midair there to celebrate with his teammates. Here comes the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. Don't forget to get your colon checked. Common cause of cancer, be preventative. Utah Gastroenterology. Kick is up, and it is good. And with 4:36 on the clock, the little skinny post route, and he feathered it in there. And it is Salem Hills with the 7-0 lead. We'll be back after this full timeout.
Welcome to Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Welcome back, and turnovers end up with points for Salem Hills after the interception. Olsen to Wilson, and 7-0 on the one-loss scoreboard. Kickoff taken by Ford. He stays in bounds. No, he doesn't. He just gets a foot out of bounds inside the 10 of his own 7. He makes the catch in bounds. Probably got to let that go, or you've got to stay in bounds. You lost some valuable yardage there.
It looked like he may have kind of psyched himself out. We'll see it here on the replay, but I thought he caught it with plenty of space to kind of gather himself. But just the momentum does carry him. Yeah, that's a tough play there by the kickoff returner. So they'll have tough field position.
When he catches it, he's 2 yards in, but that momentum pulled him over. That's just really well placed. You hate to have that bounce and go further and then stop.
Right.
You'd love it to go out of bounds because then you get it at your 35-yard line. Instead, you're backed up inside your own 10, and Salem Hills has flipped the field position after Desert Hills on their first punt, trapped them. Now pressure comes up the middle. Wilstead just throws it away. It looked like the outside receiver, Tate Denos, was trying to set up a screen because he was blocking, but Wilstead throws it way too tall for any would-be screen.
And Wilstead has been pressured all night long. This time on a tried screen, he throws it over the head and to the guy he was blocking. But you figure, man, I didn't have much time against Highland. Maybe I'll have more against Salem Hills. Has not been the case so far in quarter number 1.
There's Willie, junior quarterback, 6'1", about 175. They're going to run a little inside trap play and a little bit of a crease, and then it's closed quickly. But on second down, going to get about 5-yard gain, and it'll be third down.
Salem Hills showed 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, and they sent all of them up the middle, and good job by Saul Andrus to have a little patience and squirt out to the right for a little bit of a gain.
And there's a quick run right up the middle, trying to move the chains, and it looks like he got it. That's a fabulous Freddy's first down.
And they go right back to Andrus here on out of the shotgun, a replay. Sorry, Kiana Taufa this time. The power runner, third down back, comes in, gets a decent block on that left side, and powers his way for another first down.
And a tackle made by Sidney Carden for the Skyhawks, and that looks like penalty flag. And did somebody jump into the zone? And it's encroachment on the defense, and that's a 5-yard penalty. So 1st and 5, and the Thunder now out across their own 25, trailing 7-0 on our one-loss scoreboard. 3 minutes 47 seconds left first quarter on our Paces Colgan clock. Willie going to put a man in motion. It's Mortensen. Little misdirection. They're going to give it to Taufa, and he's stacked up. Really good lateral speed by the Salem Hills defense. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys were there to take the edge away, and he'll get maybe half a yard to a yard gain at best.
Jacob Muter with the pursuit on the edge. Desert Hills struggled to get the edge last week when they ran these stretch plays, and Muter makes it a big stop again for Salem Hills tonight.
Went high with that tackle too, but there's a quick hitter, and there is a pickup of a couple. Might be enough for a first down by Saul Andrus. I'm going to say measurement coming maybe? No, they're going to give him the first down. Another fabulous Freddy's first down. They kind of waited. I thought maybe they'd call the sticks out. There's a replay again, and with the forward fall by Andrus, enough to get the first down.
Solid series so far for both backs at Desert Hills.
Going to run it outside, and penalty flag thrown. And going to get about 4 or 5 yards, but we await the flag that was thrown by our referee.
They were trying to get the snap off while Salem was still making substitutions. I'm wondering it's either going to be a penalty on Salem Hills for too many men or Desert Hills, and then there's a face mask at the end of the play.
I don't know if they got that face mask.
I don't think they did.
But there was certainly
flag came out early.
It was at least a 5-yard penalty. Our referee tonight is David Stender, and he's going to call a legal substitution against Salem Hills. So they didn't get the face mask, but they did get the original penalty. Our line judge tonight is Larry Larson. Michael Franklin is our back judge. Kevin Howard is the umpire, and Chet Loveland is the linesman. Appreciate all our hardworking officials around the state, and especially in Region 9 football. Referees want to just go out and call the game and let the kids settle it on the field. We got some great officials around here. Here's Wilstead looking to take a shot, feathers it over the top, and he overshot his intended receiver, Bo Barbin, who did seem to be creating some separation down at about the Salem Hills 30, but it's incomplete.
And finally, Wilstead has a pocket to throw here. Good job by the offensive line. Plenty of time. Beautiful delivery by Willie, just a little bit long.
You know, I think he saw Hoffines, the safety, coming over, so he tried to throw it beyond the safety, and by doing that, he just let him too far. So, second down and 5. Thunder started inside their own 10. They're out across their 35. This play will be snapped from the 37. Got to get it out to the 42 for the first down. Wilstead, quick hitter on the slant route, in and out of his intended receiver. Good coverage by the Salem Hills secondary, and that was Reed Johnson, a sophomore, that was in his hip pocket.
And Wilstead got torn down hard that time by Sam Hughes after he made the throw.
Trying to hit Caleb Rogers. Had the one-on-one matchup on the slant route. Couldn't connect, and now another. We talked about it in our Bucks Ace Hardware tools to the game. Third down, fourth down efficiency. See how the Thunder do on this one. 3rd and 5. Wilstead surveys the defense. Trips to the far side, looking that way. Now he's going to let it go over the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Reed Johnson. He's got a little bit of room to the outside, taken down at the 25-yard line, and the second interception of the game sets the Salem Hills Skyhawks up in great field position.
And after getting drilled on second down, they send another backer. They're just sending guys all night long at Wilstead, and he gets hit hard here. We'll see on the replay a little delayed blitz. He takes a helmet to the chest, but throws it out early, but into double coverage.
Yeah, you got single receivers, but neither were open, but he did throw it into the double team. Any of the other two receivers at least had a one-on-one matchup. He did have a little more time to throw, but he has been harassed, but hasn't been on point so far in this one. Now the defense has really got to try to come up big. Down 7-0. Thunder put a good pass rush. Brunson, after the quarterback, got to him. It's thrown up, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And it looked like maybe they fought off an offensive pass interference to make that pick. And who came up with it?
I think that's Luke Watson, who somehow maintained his balance. He's going in a backstepping here to get back to cover the receiver, and somehow makes a circus interception down in the end zone via touchback. What concentration there by Watson with the pick.
Wow, and that's big for the confidence, the morale. Nobody happier about that pick than Logan Wilstead.
Oh, absolutely. Exchange picks, one play after another, and Desert Hills and Wilstead, not too many bright spots in the pass game. They were kind of marching a little bit, running it, alternating backs that last series, but Wilstead has been a little bit inaccurate and has been pressured pretty much all night long.
Here is read option, and they give it to Saul Andrus, and that's bottled up by the Salem Hills defense. Hey, want to send a shout out to my good buddy Scott Brumfield, checking into the broadcast tonight. Good to hear from you, Coach. Do have a Hearst Ace Hardware Region 9 update. Swinney caught a touchdown pass from Landon Fry. Snow Canyon takes the early lead at Ridgeline, 6-0. The PAT was blocked.
Thunder, of course, the lone winner in Week 1 out of Region 9.
Here's a scramble by Wilstead and a big hit. That's a Rocky Mountain collision big hit, but Wilstead pops right back up. Who made that? I think both guys maybe took the brunt of that. That looks like it might have been number 8, Samuel Hughes, the junior. Take a look. He wanted to go the other way. Checks back, scrambles. Pretty good decision to tuck and run. It actually might have been Jordan Ware, I think, that actually made that stop. There's a quick hitter right up the middle. And here goes Andrus to the 30. Nobody's going to catch him. The 20, the 10, and Desert Hills with a PAT can tie this game up on the long run of over 70 yards by Saul Andrus.
And just like that, the lightning portion of the Thunder and Lightning for the Desert Hills Thunder, they call it nothing pretty, just right up the middle. This time, a big burst. He gets past the second level in no time. And gets the first touchdown of the game for the Thunder. Biggest play of the year so far, Saul Andrus.
Wow. Luke Watson on one end, Saul Andrus, the quick hitter on the other end, and all of a sudden Desert Hills right back in this football game. A couple Atlas Award nominations maybe for next spring, huh, Andy?
Absolutely. Some big plays already in this one. Already thinking about the Atlas Awards, yeah.
1:07 left on the clock with the touchdown run by Saul Andrus. Nobody happier than Logan Wilstead after he has already thrown 2 interceptions. Now we got a little bit of a conversation going here from our head referee. And that's David Stender. Stender's going to call something on Salem Hills, and they're going to force it on the kickoff. That's a new rule. You can add it to the kickoff. You don't have to re-kick this year, so there's a penalty on special teams or whatnot. It's just a rule I think I like. I think it'll speed the game up. So instead of moving it half the distance, you go ahead and kick it now, and then you'll force it on the kickoff. Here is our Utah Gastroenterology extra point, and it is up and it's good, and we're tied 7-7 after the touchdown run. Saul Andrus showing the speed in the open field, all tied up on the one-loss scoreboard, 7 apiece. Thunder Skyhawk will be right back. Welcome back. Yeah, Holbrook Asphalt. Just a reminder, maybe the fourth straight year we've got our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. That means when your team scores over 25 points, you got to go after tonight's game over to Yogurtland, and Holbrook Asphalt's buying you a free dessert. You get your first 4 ounces of yogurt free. We need 25 points or more, and Saul Andrus putting the Thunder on the board. We're tied at 7. Kickoff going to be taken from the goal line, but he had that foot back of the plane, which is in high school. Utah rules a dead ball, non-returnable, so they'll set up shop from the 20 for this drive.
Man, things were looking bad for Desert Hills. Wilstead throws that pick. Next play, everything changes. Big interception by Watson, and then a couple plays later, it's Andrus with a 73-yard touchdown, and it's a 7-7 ball game. Amazing how quickly things change in high school football, or in any football for that matter.
It's so good to have football back. It's week 2 for high school. Of course, next week, Dixie State locally opens up their season at CSU Pueblo. Weber State plays Utah next week. BYU goes to Arizona. SUU plays North Alabama at home. Let's go. And there's a nice little run by Jurgen Olsen. He made a man miss. That was Brunson again, I think, in the backfield. Or Andrus. I couldn't tell. And then he turned it into about maybe a 7-yard gain. So the spot just going to be at the 26. So give him 6 yards.
Yeah, they leave Matt Nissen unblocked. He tackles the running back. Good job by Olsen to tear it out even late and still make something positive out of it. He's a gritty kid. He made a lot of plays like that tonight.
30 seconds left on our Paces Colgan Water clock. They're going to give it to him on the read option. High handoff, but he got the handoff, but he's bottled up. It'll gain a yard, and that's it.
Yeah, that was Dakota Miller that time. In for Jordan Ware on the give. Be 3rd and short coming up, and a big play needed here by Desert Hills. They've been able to get into the backfield in key situations. They need it here. Get a big stop, tied at 7 as the clock will run out in the first quarter. Tied at 7.
Yep, a good, entertaining first half, one that had a couple turnovers for the Thunder, but what they wanted, a tie on the scoreboard, 7-7. Salem Hill's got to feel pretty good about where they're at after the end of the first quarter as well. Should be exciting to see how the second quarter plays out when we come back on your Region 9 Radio Network.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Yeah, welcome back. Kickoff taken by Salem Hills out across the 35 and 36 yards. And, excuse me, not the kickoff, just the start of the quarter there. A nice little hitch pass. A lot of teams used to run the hitch at a 1 or 2 yards and a little 5-yard hitch. You're seeing that more and more. And Olsen with the completion. Hit Braden Baysinger. Baysinger's first catch of the night. New set of downs. Read option. Handoff and nothing doing as he is going to be finally taken down. It took a while for him to actually go down. Pretty good balance there by the running back, but going to lose about 3 yards, almost 4 yards. They'll mark it back near the 30-yard line.
Showing off his sprawling wrestling moves here. Good job by Cage Barrett getting into the backfield, and then Watson helps finish him off.
There's Cage Baird, who's a great defensive end. You saw him make a play. And then there's Gage Baird, who's one of the skilled receivers for the offense. The only thing different is the C and the G in their first name for the Thunder. Out of the gun. Trips to the far side. 5 receiver set. He's empty. And quick slant and a big hit. A Rocky Mountain collision there by Bronson Andrus. And Rocky Mountain Lending takes the dent out of accident. Full collision center. They'll repair your vehicle as good as new. And that one.
Wow.
And that's the form
that's beautiful.
High school, college pros want. That lead with the shoulder,
Yes.
keep the head out of the tackle. Bronson Andrus did it perfectly right there. Olsen going to roll. And he's going to tuck and run. Got a little block on the edge, tight ropes the sideline, and they'll mark him out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. That's enough for another first down.
And the first time the contain has been lost by Desert Hills. Nissen kind of gets on roller skates here a little bit and then goes to the ground and allows Olsen to have a free run on that left side and tight ropes it, as you said, Double D, for some extra yards.
He caught the snap like Odell Beckham Jr. Just a little one-handed snap, caught it, showing you a little athleticism with the hands and the feet, a little vision as well by Jurgen Olsen. Quick hit, complete. And looking for some yak yards, get about 5, caught at the line of scrimmage, and then 5 yards after the catch on that far sideline. And that receiver was number 2, I believe. That's Zeke Mangum, the senior for the Skyhawks.
And just a catch and throw, quick little throw. I'd like to see, Logan get some of those on the Desert Hill side. Just some easy completions, but a little bit of a 6-7 yard gain there on first.
Second down, we'll call it 4. Moments into the second quarter, 9:40 left on the clock. Olsen, read option, keeps it himself, has a little lane. Now big juke move and then gave up some ground and was taken down quickly by Jaron Polu.
Yeah, made a mistake. He wanted to juke out and take it around wide for a much bigger gain, but he would have probably gotten 3 or 4 yards more if he just would have stayed up there. He would have taken a big hit, but he took one anyway right on his legs.
You know what, though? You love guys that are always looking to make that next move, but there is some coaches that will frustrate them. Screen pass set up, high lob is caught, taken down pretty quickly pickup of 2, maybe 3, and that's it. It's going to be 4th down.
What an effort by Mason Krieger, number 52 on this Desert Hills defense. He commits to go after the quarterback and then read screen, turns around off of a block, and still gets to the lower body of the receiver, tackles him short of the line to gain. Big play by the defensive line.
We got a Region 9 update. Field goal for Ridgeline, 6-3. Snow Canyon leads, 11 minutes left in that game. You know, a lot of optimism about this Salem Hills team. They're really young, Andy, as they're going to throw another completion. That's going to be a 4th down conversion. A flag flies in late from the back judge. So he showed off his Tom Brady-like arm. Threw that right on the ball. And that's going to be a nice pickup of nearly 10 yards. You know, Salem Hills is in the same region as Orem, but if you can finish second in that region with a young team, you know, you never know. You get into the playoffs, you get some experience.
We'll have a face mask call, tack on a few extra yards for Salem Hills. Looks like it might be right around the neck, grab the lower part, number 6.
Is it a horse collar instead, or was it the face mask signal? I didn't see the signal.
They call the face mask.
The catch was made by Tyrese Williams. He's a senior. So 1st and 10, 7-7 tie, 8 minutes to go between Salem Hills and Desert Hills in the first half. Going to take a shot in the end zone. Might be PI. Yes, it is. I think his momentum carried him into the receiver. The receiver's trying to adjust back to make that catch, and I think they're going to get number 30, that's number 30, Corden Dell with the PI.
And Basinger is the guy they go to. They just put it up for him. He's 6'5".
Pretty easy call there.
And Cordell is much, much shorter than that. And definitely an easy pass interference.
You know what, though?
But better than a 6 points,
It's
right?
not a spot foul. I mean, it's a 15-yard penalty. You keep the touchdown off the board. Not the worst thing to happen in that situation. It is an automatic 1st down, but it was still earlier in the downs anyway. Now they're a little bit of a hold up here. Line judge is going to come in. They're looking at the spot. They're going to move it up inside the 10. So 1st and goal for Salem Hills. 7-7 game. Olson hit Wilson on a touchdown on a post route. About a 9-yard touchdown. And then Saul Andrews took 173 yards for Desert Hills to answer this game and tie it up. And now Salem Hills trying to retake the lead. Appreciate our friends at Intermountain St. George Acceleration. How many athletes do we see play high school football, basketball, baseball, or other sports that train at Intermountain St. George Acceleration? Let me give you an idea. Some of the football players that train and went through the program: Logan Wilstead, Tate DeNoss, Bronson Andrews, Bo Barbin, Saul Andrews, Jaron Polo, Cooper Kinney, to name a few. Luke Watson, who had that interception, all have done the Intermountain St. George Acceleration program. Brennan Ames and Dana and the team over there, truly so good at helping with speed, agility, and all-around athleticism for our athletes here. And they'll train, you know, kids 4th, 5th grade on up. I mean, it's not just these high school kids that are starting this program. And they'll train sport-specific for tennis, wrestling, golf. It doesn't matter. So, 1st and goal. Jurgen Olsen going to roll out, flushed out of the pocket, looking to throw from his 20, high and overshot his receiver. Might have just been throwing that away to live to fight another down.
Yeah, I'm surprised they took Basinger out, the big tall kid, in the goal line set. He's still not in there. They're going to bring in Tyrese Williams, but probably their best red zone target not on the field there on 1st and now 2nd down. 2nd and goal come up.
Important drive for the Thunder. Defensively, if they could hold them to a field goal or try to keep.
Give goes to Dakota Miller for a short gain on the left side.
Yeah, and you take your shot, and then you come back with a little bit more of a conservative play. You know, they run that read option with that tailback's 4 yards right directly behind the quarterback, so when he fakes or gives, he's already got a pretty good head of steam. So here's 3rd and goal. Just inside the 5-yard line. They're going to throw for it. Out into the flat, and it's tackled immediately. And nice play. But it'll be just 2nd down, excuse me. I can't see that marker.
I know. And they had it. They
got that run to
yeah.
convert. The sun will set soon, and I'll be able to see these Skyhawk jerseys a little bit better.
That's kind of the trend now. Taylorsville last week doubled. He had white jerseys and white numbers. They kind of like going the light on light nowadays.
You know, one thing I'm really excited about is Snow Canyon switching their home sideline. There's a wheel route, and way up and over the top and incomplete. Just led him too far. You can see that play developing, but ran out of real estate. But yeah, you know, you go to do a game of Snow Canyon, we're always glaring into the sun that first quarter. It didn't matter what.
Yeah, that's right.
And now they're flipping it. Desert Hills, we have the grandstand blocking the sun now, so it's getting a little bit easier. The sun just hitting the Salem Hills bleachers at this point. Temperatures at kickoff were right at 101 degrees when I pulled in the parking lot here for the game tonight. High snap, and quarterback's going to keep it. Now he's going to roll out. Now he's going to look to throw. Pressure comes. He's going to lose a lot of yards. The ball pops out. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to be back at the 20-yard line. Jaron Polu closing the speed to make that sack. Wow.
Almost a disastrous play there for Olsen. First, a horrible snap up high, fakes the handoff, is going to roll out wisely, tries to throw it away, but then just has to turn away because of Polu's pursuit. Flips it out of bounds. Could have been even worse.
Now fourth down. Do you go for it here? It's fourth and goal, or do you go ahead and try the they're going to bring the field goal unit on. There's the kicker with the tee. He's going to set it down. This is going to be about a 42-yard attempt, Andy. And snap is down. Kick is away. And it looks good, and he got it. 42-yard kick through the uprights. Nice leg right there by the Salem Hills kicker. That's Luke Clausen. And they've retaken the lead at 10-7 here on our Summit Athletic Club Game of the Week. Desert Hills will have the football when we come back down by 3.
Por las cosas que nos pueden mantener seguros. Y ahora, las que llevamos con nosotros ofrecen alertas inalámbricas de emergencia. Por medio de un sonido y vibración particular, estarás al tanto donde quiera que estés.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Devin Dixon and Andy Thompson with you. 6:38 left, second quarter. 10-7 on our one-loss scoreboard. Your dedicated personal injury attorneys. And Thunder set with Kenny and Ford back deep. Kick goes to Ford. Going to catch it about the 9-yard line. Sophomore looking for some blocking and hits the wall. And going to get it out to the 25-yard line, and that's where the offense. Yep. And this one's coming back on Salem Hills. 3:37 left in the first half. 10-7. Take a look and we see where the flag happened. They let everybody go. There was one little grab maybe on a line, kind of on a hold there. But and there was a flag thrown in late too.
Yeah.
Not sure which one they caught. I think it was the late flag. So now, you know, Salem Hills will have to work from behind the line of scrimmage. 1st and 15. They're going to keep it with Olsen. Olsen going to be taken down after just a 2-yard gain. And a nice job by Braden Williams coming up, making that stop for the Thunder defense. They're doing a good job on the read option and taking care of the one or the other, but that time they were actually able to account for both, and that's why just a 2-yard gain. Looks like Salem Hills, Andy, is going to be pretty patient here and run some clock.
Mason Krieger was the one who was going after the running back. That play came up limping just a little bit, but shook it off with both knee braces on.
Now here's a throw, little hitch route, complete. Maybe short of the sticks by 5 or 6 yards, but picking up positive yardage, gain of almost 8. It'll be 3rd down for the Skyhawks. Hey, All-Star Football is coming to St. George this January. Mark your calendars for January 5th. A couple New Year's bowl games. You're going to watch the best freshman football players in the state play a team from around the nation. And then there's the college All-Star game as well. Go to giufootball.com to get more information. And mark your calendar for Gridiron All-Star games here in St. George, played on this field at Desert Hills High School, January 5th.
They got the matchup they like on that right side. They throw it up to Basinger. It bounces off the defensive back's helmet.
Gordon Dell didn't get his head around again, but his head was in the right spot.
Apparently it was. Bounces up and out of the back of the end zone.
A little bit of redemption. He got called for a personal PI call earlier in this game. This time, making sure no PI, but he's got to turn his head when the receiver turns his head. Young, underclassman cornerback.
They got a good kicker. They'll go again.
Yes. See, this one's going to be, the first one was 42. This one's going to be a 40-yard kick. And it is up, and it is good. Just got enough distance. Luke Clausen, 2 for 2, and it's 13-7.
And the side judge threw out a flag late. He's going to talk about it with the white hat. I'm not sure if it was lining up in the neutral zone or he's talking to Salem Hill's captain here to get what they want to do.
Well, wait the penalty flag. If it's against Salem Hills, you will certainly make them re-kick. Back it up. Salem Hills coaching staff wants an explanation. It looks like this is against the Skyhawks. And now it's going to be about a 45-yard kick, Andy. And I don't know if he had 5 extra yards. He didn't get all of that last kick. It just barely got over the post. So 45-yard attempt coming for Clausen. And it's his false start penalty call. Hey, just a reminder, we've been naming our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. It's a tradition. Region 9 football and Dad's Trucking. We'll do it in our Johnson Pediatric League post-game show. Dad's Trucking, running strong since 1988. Single truck and trailer, and now they're your quality service carrier serving all the western states. Don't forget to fuel up and grab a snack at Ernie's Tuke Sinclair Station, top of the boulevard. They've got the original location in Beaver, Ernie's Sinclair Station's in Hurricane, Cedar City as well. And look forward to having Dad's Trucking sponsor the player of the game again all season long. We're going to keep it here during this timeout. Brought to you by Ryan Kramer, Remax. Do you think about changing your mind, or you go ahead and kick it again?
It looks like they think he can boot it from this far out.
He's got the tee. He's coming back out. This will be a 45-yard field goal attempt. 1:56 left here before the half. Salem Hills leading 10-7 over Desert Hills. Battle of the Hills tonight. They will send Turnbow back just in case he misses this and try to get some kind of a return out of it. 40-yarder. 45-yarder, excuse me. And here we go. Desert Hills coming, and he kicked it, and it's going to be probably returnable. And they blow it dead. Well, why are you sending somebody back if it's not returnable? I guess he's got to be outside the goal line there.
Right, yeah, you figure they're going to blow it dead as soon as it crosses the goal line here, but well short, and I'm surprised they didn't make the adjustment after seeing the kick right before that, but they decided to give him a chance anyway. Desert Hills will take over from the 20.
Andy, what have you seen so far? Right now, it feels like Salem Hills has more of the mojo and momentum, but you look up, it's just a 10-7 game, and Desert Hills has got 3 turnovers.
Yeah, it's kind of just a few spark plays from Desert Hills that's kind of kept them in the game momentum-wise. Salem has had a couple more sustained drives and ability to throw it more consistently. Wilsted's there. I think that last interception was more on the receiver and just miscommunication. Hopefully, he'll have some confidence here going out to the rest of the second half.
See how Willie looks on this drive. Going to start off slinging it. Check off, go back outside, and hit his man right on the hands, but he couldn't catch it through the contact. The hit came perfectly timed right after he got it on the hands, and Mortensen couldn't quite bring it into the body.
And one of the sharpest throws by Wilsted, just on his third progression, delivers a bullet arrives right at the same time as the DB. Good job there by Reed Johnson breaking it up.
And he's only a sophomore. You got to like that. He's a sophomore. Your quarterback, Jordan Olson, is a junior. You know, Jordan Ware's a junior. A lot of skill guys, younger underclassmen for Salem Hills, run out across the 20. Going to pick up just a couple, 2-yard gain there by Saul Andrus. And going to be third down. Now how quick do you want to go? Was that a conservative play call? You don't want to give Salem Hills too much time here if you're not able to convert. I think you got to try, though. It's non-region. You got to see what you got. And then we're going to air it out. Wilstead's got a one-on-one matchup, and it's Baird open, but he overshot him by just a football length, incomplete.
And I love the aggressive play call on third down and 8. And I like that they just didn't run it into the line and then punt it here. And he had Baird just a little bit to the outside. Baird can make big plays if you keep it in bounds for him, but just overshot a little bit by the sophomore.
Wilstead going to see that one on film and rerun it in his mind and know he missed an opportunity right there. And you can kind of see the expression on Logan's walk off the field that he knew that he had an opportunity there to fire a good one. There's a Callister kick, rugby style, and a fair catch called at the 38. Good kick.
Defense of Desert Hills has done a great job so far, keeping them in the game despite a bunch of turnovers, holding Salem Hills to a couple field goal attempts in a row.
Right now, Region 9 update. This game on our sister station, News Radio 94.9 FM or 890 KDXU. Andy Griffin's calling that out. It's 14-10, Highland leading Pineview right now. Ridgeline just got a pick 6, so Snow Canyon leading 13-10. And 1st and 10 here for Salem Hills. Pressure comes, quick throw, and out route is incomplete. That was a pretty good accurate throw there by Olson. He looked like he was throwing it away, and he almost completed that pass.
And they're leaving, in this empty back set, they're leaving the defensive end unblocked and trusting Olson to take 2 steps and just throw it. And he's doing a good job getting rid of the ball, and as you said, right on the money that time.
Curtis Sweeten was in perfect position on coverage for the Thunder defensively. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Now just 1 minute left on the clock. First half, 10-7 our score. Desert Hills trailing. Here comes the pressure again. Olson's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. In and out of the intended receiver. Might have been knocked away by Dawson Mayfield at the last second.
Yeah, Mayfield closed hard, swatted with his right arm on the ball. Polo was putting on big pressure from the right side. And this front line of Desert Hills has been awesome, working in a core, putting pressure on the quarterback, and then making plays on the ball on the receiver. Great job.
3rd and 10. Salem Hills their own 40, working left to right on your radio dial. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our game of the week brought to you by Summit Athletic Club. New location open on 963 South Bluff Street. And flags fly. This play blown dead. And we've got a false start, I'm guessing, going against the Skyhawks, and it is. 5-yard penalty. Have seen quite a few penalties. Early in the season, you'll see that as teams are still trying to get a rhythm and figure things out. This is a young offensive line. In fact, Coach Scott Brumfield has been spending some time helping with this offensive line. Of course, good friend and former Dixie State head football coach. Man of the year in the NFL, long career with the Cincinnati Bengals. An all-around good guy. Now here's the quarterback. Olson's going to run it on the read option. He's going to make one miss. He's got the first down. He's got the edge to the 40 and takes it inside the Desert Hills 40-yard line. And that's going to be a 21-yard pickup on a scamper up the middle that he broke outside. There's Jurgen Olson.
And an absolute gut punch first down. You play some good defense. You rush him on the left side, and he just pulls it down and does some nifty running to get past the line to gain with 38 seconds left.
Luke Watson didn't break down as he drove back. That's a tough tackle coming back at you, though, on that jump cut. When you're going one way, he's going the other way laterally. Olson going to take this shot, and he overshot him by a couple yards, and it falls harmlessly incomplete at the Desert Hills 5-yard line.
And he threw that one about as hard as he could. We'll see the wind up here on the replay. They trust him to throw it down the field, and he'll throw it over the defense and the offense sometimes, but he's made some big plays down the field as well.
Coming up, we'll have the InfoWest halftime report from our friends, the internet people. Try to get you as many scores from all the games, some statistics from this game, and check on our Bucks Ace Hardware tools to the game. See how teams are doing. 10-7, Salem Hills leading. They have 31 seconds left to try to get more, but a flag will stop this play. And again, we've got a false start up front against the Skyhawks. That's been kind of their bugaboo right there, that false start. That's about their 5th one this game in the still late second quarter, Andy.
Desert Hills trusting Cordendale to press on the left side against the bigger man. This time it's Tyrese Williams, and they're rolling over Braxton Turnbull a little bit to shade to the left. They also got big number 26, Devin Johnson, in the slot. They got some size on that right side at the receiver.
Dallin Brown just ran a touchdown in for Pineview. They've retaken the lead 17-14. Olsen's in trouble, sacked, and then gets away, and then he's brought down and doesn't get away the second time. Coming in, and it's Cage Baird with the sack, and now clock continues to tick down to 14 seconds.
What a play by Matt Nissen to tackle both guys almost and allow the quarterback to leak out. Cage Baird with great closing to finish him off to make it 3rd and a mile with 4 seconds.
They're going to wind the clock. They're not going to run a play. They're going to say, okay, we're going to go in 10-7 at the half. And lost big yardage. Skyhawks coaching staff, let's go adjust. We've got the lead on the road. Your instant thoughts from the first half, Andy?
I think Desert Hills has got to be very pleased. It wasn't the cleanest first half. They turned the ball over a bunch, but their defense is physical enough to really contain Salem Hills. Their biggest challenge right now is keeping Olsen in the pocket. And then offensively, somebody's just got to go put their arm around Wilston and say, you're doing fine. The last pick wasn't necessarily your fault. Our defense is good enough to keep us in it. We can go and win this game. We're only down 3 points.
All right, we'll have the InfoWest halftime report. Let's take a 3-minute timeout, and we'll come back here on CEC TV and Sports Radio 97.7 ESPN. 10-7 at the break on the one-loss scoreboard. Salem Hills on top of Desert Hills.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny.
Birdsey.
A tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
performance will be by the 11 and 12-year-olds. This is what you come here for.
Got some young future cheerleaders going to be performing, so we'll try to get some pictures for you from our CEC TV crew. 10-7 our score. We'll get to some first half highlights. As really the only highlight for the Desert Hills Thunder was the Saul Andrus 73-yard touchdown run. The big, I guess, topic of conversation was the turnovers, as the Salem Hills secondary turned over Wilstead three times, and a couple of them he was trying to throw into double coverage and just didn't have anywhere to throw the football. You know, and it was Salem Hills that struck first, and then Desert Hills was able to answer. But Desert Hills defensively, Andy, pretty stout there, forcing a kick, then the penalty, moved it back 5 yards. He missed it, and we saw him already make a 42-yarder. Made the 40, but it didn't count. Moved back to 45, not able to make it. That's why it's just a 3-point lead right now.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Desert Hills' defense. I mean, we were talking about it after the Highland game, holding that team to 14 points, a traditional powerhouse. And then tonight, whether it's Bronson or Mayfield on defense, putting pressure on them. Mason Krieger's done a great job getting into the backfield. I think that's something that they can count on in the locker room to give them confidence in the second half. Is we're getting into the backfield whenever we want. They're going, our outside linebackers a lot of time are going unblocked, so we can pressure Olsen. The coaches have got to be telling them. But on the other side of the ball, I think the positive is both backs have had a pretty good game. Whether it's Taufa or Saul Andrus, who had the 73-yarder. Both of them are doing a good job doing their role. When Taufa's not getting the ball, he's blocking for Saul Andrus. So they can run the ball. Physically, they're right there with Salem Hills. It's just they've got to have key plays on third down passing the ball, and so far that hasn't been the case.
Let's take a look at the highlights for you, the sights and the sounds, and we'll reenact some of the plays for you on sportsradio977.com or CEC TV. There's Saul Andrus early. Nice little subtle cutback, 21, 22-yard pickup there. The run game has been the bright spot for the Thunder. They had him backed up early, smothering plays like this. Nearly got the safety there. They give him forward progress to the 1. But then there was a little screen pass. Watch this. You get some room, you call up a screen, and you convert. And they turn a little nothing into something. Polu with some great closing speed, but this got him out of trouble and kind of flipped the field. And Salem Hills sputtered out, but defensively, Wilstead on the run, just underthrew his receiver, and Oski right there by Hoffines. Blake Hoffines with that pick. He had 2 of the 3 picks, if I'm not mistaken, in that first half. Here's a shot taken by Jurgen Olsen over the top. DB didn't ever get his head around, and that set up their first score of the game. Beautiful high arcing pass, and here's the skinny post. And one-on-one coverage, and that ball was just on a dime right there, and the touchdown caught by Thomas Wilson.
Yeah, great delivery there, and a really short but good series by Olsen that time, lofting it up to one of his favorite guys, Bessinger, with the big catch.
There's another interception. This one, Reed Johnson, the sophomore, he was thinking pick 6, but Barban and company able to take him down outside the 20-yard line. And it's more pressure. Brunson got into the backfield, Krager, Bronson Andrus, but there's Luke Watson right there with the interception. And so when it looked like Salem Hills was maybe going to put some more points on the board, the Desert Hills defense came up big with that Oski.
Yeah, as he's falling down, somehow is able to maintain control of the ball and complete the interception. And that makes that play right afterwards.
Yeah, that was really virtually no game. It lost half a yard. And then, looked like they were going to drive in again. The defense got stout, and Polu strips him. Looked like it went out of bounds, and that's why they had to try to settle for the field goal, because of that play right there by Jaron Polu. And there's the kick that originally made it 10-7. That was the one that counted. 42-yard kick by Clausen. Wilstead going to work. This is a big play. Hits Baird over the top, down inside the red zone. Thought he stayed in bounds, but just stepped on the chalk. So they marked it just outside the 20. And then, boom, you're going to run a nice little run here. You're down inside the 15. At this point, you look like Desert Hills was going to retake the lead.
Yeah, Saul Andrews had a great first half, and then on this throw, it looked to just be a miscommunication on a route. He thought his guy was going to stay. He ended up going on the post route and a pick that was taken back quite a ways.
So still 10-7 at this point in time, and Jurgen Olsen running all the way on that right side. He had to have close to 100 yards rushing. I don't have his official statistics. I'm trying to calculate that out, but he had a lot of yardage there in the first half. This one he's going to start all the way down the middle and then break it outside. Look at a little juke move on Watson, who we'd already seen making a couple incredible plays, and looked like Salem Hills was going to have another opportunity late in the half to get on the board, but they couldn't. They couldn't. Here's a huge sack by the Thunder, and right there, Cage Bear finished him off.
Yeah, there's been some monster guys on this defense of the first half. Polu was incredible, and Matt Nissen getting into the backfield and wreaking havoc on the defense and really rushing the ball for Salem Hills. The only positive plays they've had is when stuff breaks down and Olsen just takes off and figures out a way to run through the second level. But overall, I think Desert Hills has done a great job against the rushing attack. And there's been a few big plays, throwing it up to the big guys passing the ball. Obviously, big number 12, Tyrese Williams and Braden Bessinger just have big height advantages on these Desert Hills corners, but I expect there to be some more adjustment shading those guys in the second half.
Let's take another timeout. Great pictures coming to your living room or your internet there from our CEC TV crew here at our Game of the Week. We're at the half, presented by InfoWest. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you some scores from around the state. Checking on Bingham East, plus all the Region 9 scores we can offer you. And then we'll set the table for the second half. 10-7, Salem Hills leading Desert Hills. We'll be back.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids feel like grown-ups. And grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast. Where wonder is universal. And laughter, second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak, and I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to our set here of Talking Point Live. We're just getting ready to shoot our show, but we thought we'd put out a little bit of a promotion so you know when this is going to be rebroadcast.
Right. You can find us at 9:30.
12:30.
4:30.
Sorry. Did I step on you? I'm always stepping on
you. Are.
Tune in and watch me step on Jen Moore.
or attempt to, anyway.
And welcome back to our InfoWest Halftime Report. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. And let's take a look at the scoreboard. Can tell you right now, Crosstown, Pineview trying to get into the win column after they lost to Green Canyon. And they are up 24-14. So positive start. And you look at the common opponent. They're playing Highland right now, the team that got shortened due to lightning last week. The Desert Hills ended up officially losing 14-7.
Yeah, this is a redeem week for Pineview. That was a shocking loss to Green Canyon, a team they shouldn't have lost to. Dallin Brown started this game against Highland, is going to play it all the way through. And Highland, a top 5 team in 5A. So if they could pull this one out against the Rams, that makes up a lot for the big loss in Week 1.
So that's that's the only other game going in town. Good news, you're going to get your big score dessert most likely out of that game. So everybody can head over, all you Pineview fans, go over to Yogurtland, ask for your Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert. We got a little work to do in this game for you Thunder fans, 10-7. Man, Hurricane is getting beat by Stansbury right now.
Man.
54-0 at the half.
Good heavens.
That is they lost 31-6 last week, and they are getting hammered right now. Cedar has bounced back nicely after losing last week. They've got a couple touchdowns. Drake Falca, who had a 62-yarder. They lead Juab 14-0. You've also got Dixie just getting going. That game just kicked off down against Legacy, team in Las Vegas. I don't have a score yet for you on that one. Can tell you Jace Mendenhall's back in the lineup and scored a touchdown for Snow Canyon. They lead 13-10 at Ridgeline. That game also at the half right now. So those are the games that we have for you to report inside of Region 9. Canyon doesn't play till tomorrow. They're playing up in Flagstaff. That game on a Saturday on the schedule. Bingham, you said earlier today when we were doing the show.
Oh, no.
21-0. They're leading East. You were afraid of that.
Well, you always just want somebody to contend with the big dogs, but they're a top, what are they, top 15 in the country?
Max Preps has them 16.
In the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You got to check on that modern day Bishop Gorman score for me. That was number 2 versus number 12. I was just curious to see how that one plays out for you. So those are some Hearst Ace Hardware scores for you. The helpful folks, a variety of prices and products that please. Corner Boulevard, Bluff, and Main Street in Cedar City. Thank you, Hearst Ace Hardware, for our halftime score update. Don't have our full statistics compiled for you at the half. It's been the Jurgen Olsen show, though, for Salem Hills. He's got to have at least 150, 170 yards of total offense, probably pushing up close to 200 with the passing and his rushing yards. Our stats brought to you by Wilkinson's. Wilkinson's got that fan sale going through the end of the month. So you got another week to get on over there and save on some new ceiling fans for your home or your business. Homeowners and contractors all rely on Wilkinson's. Of course, Saul Andrus doing the bulk of the running. He's got to be pushing 100 yards because he had 73 yards on that one long touchdown run, the only points of the game for the Thunder.
Yeah, holy cow. I'm very impressed by this kid. That play, he broke out for 73 yards. He ran that in what seemed to be like 3 seconds. He's got the speed. Taufa's got the blocking. Taufa's probably converted 2 or 3 first downs on short yardage situations. They got a really good situation at running back. And by the way, Modern Day up 14-0 on Bishop Gorman Double D.
Real quickly, one Region 9 soccer score. This was good, touted as a good one. Snow Canyon playing Dixie, 1-0 Warriors. Ashley Brindley has the goal, 23-minute mark. So at the half, Snow Canyon leading Dixie in a Region 9 soccer game for you. And Dixie held Legacy at the 1-yard line, took the ball down the field to about their 45, and then ended up turning it over on down. So no score, middle of the first quarter, about 3 minutes left in the first quarter with Legacy and Dixie High School. We will keep you posted. There's all your scores from around the region. Let's take another 60-second timeout. We'll come back and talk second half adjustments as the coaches have been in and out of the locker rooms. 10-7, Salem Hills leading Desert Hills back for the second half after this 60-second break.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Back live, Thunderfield, Desert Hills High School, Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, and finally lights are on, full moon out there in the distance, and let's talk some second half adjustments, and appreciate InfoWest for bringing you the halftime report. Andy, what do you think for Coach Murdoch and the Thunder? How was that conversation in the locker room?
Well, once again, I think Logan Wilstead needs opportunities to throw a 5-yard route or throw a bubble screen or something like that. Most of his stuff is 10, 15 yards or deeper, and he hasn't had much success with that tonight. On defense, just keep sending them. Salem Hills isn't blocking off the edge. You can put pressure on the quarterback, sending maybe one guy or just your front four. So keep that up. You can apply pressure on Olsen. The only problem is you got to keep him in the pocket, and that's a two-edged sword. As they open up with an onside kick, Devin, it'll bounce all the way down to the 20. Had a lot of mustard on that kick, and now Salem Hills gets a huge block. There'll be a flag thrown, and they'll return it out past the 20. Very adventurous kickoff.
Yeah, do you like that?
Absolutely. Come out gunning, be aggressive.
See what you got on special teams.
It wasn't a traditional onside kick. It still bounced all the way to the 20, but I like the aggressiveness on special teams.
It will be a block in the back. I'm pretty sure there was an illegal hit on that play, the 15-yard variety, and it was helmet to helmet. Yeah. And that's the big emphasis for the last couple of years. You're going to see it when you're watching on Sunday starting soon. You're going to see a lot of penalties. We'll see if we can pick it up for our audience online. You see if where that, I thought I saw it out of the corner of my right there, that they led with the helmet, got up into the neck area, and that's what they're trying to avoid. And that's going to back Salem Hills up half the distance to the goal from about the 14 where it happened. They're going to be just about the 7-yard line to start this drive to open up the second half. They lead 10-7 on the one-loss scoreboard. Here we go. Olsen going to look to stay in the pocket. Now he scrambles to the right side, and he's going to dump it off. It's complete, but not much of a gain, if any. Back to the original line of scrimmage. And the catch made by number 12, and that is Tyrese Williams, the senior wide receiver.
And miscommunication right off the bat here. He hands it off to his running back who's standing on the other side of him. He runs out and makes a little bit of a gain after it. Very improvisational quarterback the Skyhawks have.
Sky Mountain starting lineup to start the second half. Hit it to the sky. Beautiful Sky Mountain. Dawson Mayfield. Luke Watson. You've got Dell at one cornerback. And then at the other cornerback position over there for the Thunder is that Callister? No, sorry, 25 is there's a run right up the middle. Good yardage, breaks the tackle, and the tackle from the backside out across the 20. Sorry, the other cornerback is Curtis Sweeten. That's your starters in the secondary. Of course, you got Bronson Andrus, Jaron Polo roaming from the linebacker core.
And maybe the block of the night there by number 65 pulling around on that offensive line. John Nelson on Polo just blew him up. Polo had the running back dead to rights, but big offensive lineman threw him out of the way.
Here's another pass play. Just a little bubble screen to the receiver. He's going to turn upfield, get a good gain with the momentum to the 30-yard line. Almost 8-yard pickup.
Good job by Olsen managing this drive. Had the ball deep in his own territory, just chipping away, easy throws.
Second down. This is the down and distance you want as an OC. Read option, and in trouble and down at the 30. No gain, maybe lost half a yard. Olsen goes down, and that is Baird again, making a play for the defense.
And their discipline against this zone read. We'll see Krieger come across and just take out the running back, and then Cage Baird finishes off the quarterback. They're doing about as good as you can against the zone read tonight, especially on the inside zone plays.
10-20 left here, third quarter. Thunder tried the onside kick, didn't get it. Salem Hills now trying to convert on third down. That was one of our keys for the Thunder, third and fourth down efficiency. Salem Hills has done a little bit better in that department, Andy, although they have had some plays where they went backwards in some key situations in the red zone. Run it right up the left tackle, and he got a yard, maybe pushed to 2. On forward momentum, they're going to spot it right in the sticks. It looks like he got the full 2. And it's going to be first down, a fabulous Freddy's first down. Fuel it up, wash it down, and save at 2 Southern Utah locations. Save on gas. Get that unlimited car wash, just $25 a month. Have you taken advantage of that with that beautiful new Optima you're driving
Absolutely,
around?
Man. They do a great job.
New set of downs, though, for Jurgen Olsen. He's going to go empty, 5 receiver. Trips, looking that way to that trip side, throws it to the underneath man, complete, but only a yard or 2 gain, and a flag comes in from our head referee.
And I think it's going to be on this right edge. Cage Baird was coming on a rush, and they just got a handful of his jersey.
Yep. And it's going. That's the one thing that's been a little bit lopsided. It feels like, at least, that Salem Hills has got penalized more in this game than Desert Hills has.
Yeah, they definitely have. A lot of it has been obvious stuff, a lot of legal procedure, false starts, and that type of thing. This was just kind of a slight, I thought, grab of the shoulder pad, but they see that jersey being torn even just a little bit. They're going to throw the penalty.
Here comes the play. It's going to be read option. Out of the pack bounces Jurgen Olsen, and he's going to pick up some good yardage out across the 25 to about the 27. Got a little chunk back. And it'll be second down and about 17.
Man, I've been impressed with this Olsen kid. He's going to follow his left guard out of there. Puts a big block on big Bronson Andrus to spur him on for an extra 5 yards.
Andrus, though, did get in and come back and make a little bit of that tackle. I think he's going to be a fun one to watch this season.
Yeah.
If you like defense in Region 9. Didn't play last year because he had hand injury. And pressure coming, almost sacked. He throws it away. And no flags fly. No late hit, no intentional grounding. And we play on. It'll be incomplete. And there was no chance to complete that pass. They're having trouble picking up that pressure right now. Salem Hills offensive line. It's going to come from the outside, and then the good push up the middle. And just not much Olsen could really do there. Braden Williams was the guy that's playing D-tackle for the Desert Hills Thunder that's been getting a pretty good push most of the night.
I think they got to roll the safety over just a little bit to Tyrese Williams' side. They've had him in 3rd and long a lot. Sometimes Olsen pulls it down and is converted. We'll see if they put on pressure here.
Trips to the near sideline. Ball just close to the near hash. Jurgen's almost sacked again. He's going to run. He's going to try to cut back from Bronson Andrus, and he's going to step out of bounds. And got about 3 yards, and that was it. So 4th down, and this guy actually going to have to punt the football back to the Thunder.
He gets by the initial pressure once again, but good pursuit by the second level. That's Bronson Andrus again, as well as Watson helping push him out of bounds. For a little gain.
Dell, the cornerback, coming up there helping too. 8:39 to go, 3rd quarter. 10-7. Desert Hills trailing Salem Hills. Ball at the 41-yard line. Or excuse me, the 31-yard line for this punt. And the kick is away. Angled out of bounds on the Thunder sideline. And no chance for a return there by Gage Baird. Was that Baird back there, D?
Yeah, it was.
Wide receiver Gage Baird. Has he been handling the punt duties all night, or is that a switch up?
I think that's a switch up.
Cooper Kinney not playing tonight. It's nothing serious, but he's your normal return guy. That's why you're seeing Ford get some reps and Gage Baird get some reps. Cooper Kinney in street clothes, not dressed for tonight's game. So, good field position for Logan Wilstead in the offense. Straight give to Saul Andrus, going to cut it back, run over. He delivered a Rocky Mountain big hit there from our friends at Rocky Mountain Collision. They take the dent out of accident. And that's going to be a 5, almost 6-yard pickup there by Andrus, trucking him at the end of the run.
I thought he was the lightning guy, Devin, but he just shows a little thunder there running over. Holy cow. I like just the straight off-tackle play. No read, just give it to him, let him go.
Maybe one of the adjustments that Coach Murdoch and the staff made. There's a run pretty much straight ahead there, but that one didn't work. Only a yard gain. It'll be 3rd down. See, they tried the left side. Now they try the right side on that quick give. Wilstead's got to pull that out once in a while, that read option, to keep the defense honest.
Taufa in at running back. He's converted this 3rd and short a couple times tonight. We'll see if they go to him again. So there's a stoppage in play. I think an equipment issue with one of the Skyhawks. The referee's trying to show him how to put his mouth guard in.
Hey, Dixie's on the board down in Nevada. They're playing in Vegas. Graff to Miller, 5-yard touchdown.
Wow.
Dixie takes the early 7-0 lead. You know, they're the team probably the loss stung the most because they were up 21-12 with 2 minutes to go and lost that game to Springville last week. There's the in-around sweep to Barber. Haven't seen that all night. He turns it upfield, and he's tackled just shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th and less than a yard.
I like the jet sweep and getting it into Barber's hands. He's not getting enough touches as one of their best athletes. We'll see here on the replay. Good reach block by the right tackle. And number 22 with an awesome block at the receiver position. That's Jace Mortensen. And they come back going for it on 4th and short.
Thunder rolling the dice a little bit here early third quarter. Straight ahead and a big hitter. He breaks into the open. Breaks out of a tackle down to the 30-yard line. And that's going to be a 20-yard gain when he only needed inches.
Taufa comes in and converts another big short yardage first down. Big, strong guy. You're not going to stop him when there's only 6 inches to go, and he turns it off for even more.
Wow, so maybe the momentum play of the game right there. 4th down. We talked about it in our Bucks Ace Hardware tools to the game. 3rd and 4th down conversions. Thunder coming up with that one. Now Willie's going to throw. Willie looking over the middle, and it is knocked away. Had one-on-one coverage. Went to Barbin. Barbin looking for the flag, never came.
Yeah, I thought it was good defense played there by the DB. That's Reed Johnson. He's had a pretty good game all night. Maybe a little bit of contact early on that, but I like the no call there. But Logan's like to throw it down the middle of the field. There just hasn't been a lot of open space so far in tonight's game.
And here is another run up the middle, and it's going to be a pretty good one. They slipped and found a little crease and got about 7. And that was Saul Andrus on the carry. Keena Tapa and Saul Andrus going to the ground and pound. 3rd down and 4. Fake it to Andrus, throw the slant, and it is broken up, intended outside for Baird. And nice DB play on the near sideline to knock it away in coverage. I think that was number 9, Jordan Ware, the junior.
Yeah, heck of a defensive play. I'm surprised they're not just running it, Devin. I mean, 3rd and short, you can consider this 4th down territory maybe. Just run it a couple times, but they are going to bring in special teams unit here.
Well, they got a good one in Logan Callister. So we'll see about a 41-yard attempt here by Logan Callister. He's got the leg. So snap is no good. He stutter-stepped it. It's blocked. It's blocked. It's down. And Salem Hills is going to take over. The timing was never there. And a chance squandered there on special teams for Desert Hills.
Yeah, a bad snap just booted right into the defender. We see here on the replay. It was actually not a horrible snap, but it was bobbled by the holder. And too many Skyhawks right in the face of the kicker. They knock it down. Squandered possession. They've been able to run the ball. I think it's a credit to Coach Murdoch that he trusts Wilstead to throw it in key situations, but it just hasn't been working at all tonight as the Thunder still trail 10-7.
You start to see some really good things and then obviously some things that are still not going well. We talked in our coach's comments brought to you by Camping World St. George that Coach Murdoch thought that they'd really done a good job addressing that this week in practice after that first game of the season. Quick hitter run up the middle by somebody other than Jurgen Olsen. And that was a carry.
Dakota Miller, I think.
By Dakota Miller and a 4-yard pickup. And it looked like Brunson on the tackle. Brunson, big, tall guy. Wearing Panay Sewell's jersey from last year. Big 5'8".
Yeah, that's right.
Got to be pretty
that's
big
right.
to try to squeeze into that triple X. 2nd down and 6. Going to throw. Olsen. Pocket collapses. Runs to the right. And he's going to let it go. And a man behind the defense, and it's caught. Stays in bounds. Cuts back at the 35. Dell trying to track him down from the backside. Can't get him. And finally, tackle made down inside the 15 at about the 13-yard line. And Jurgen Olsen with a little magic again Wow, huge completion by the Skyhawks. Zeke Mangum is the guy that reeled it in.
And another magical play by Olsen. He's been doing circus plays all night long, this time rolling out, and he sees his guy. He was going to commit to run, but last second decides to throw it in. Great job by Mangum, somehow keeping his feet in.
And there's a quick hitter on the slant, and it's incomplete. Never got his head around in time to make that catch. They were trying to find Braden Bisinger. And it'll be second down from the 12, just outside the 12-yard line. So into the red zone go the Skyhawks. The athleticism of Jurgen Olsen is fun to watch. This kid can throw on the run, can scramble with the best of them. Dual threat guy, going to give it on a straight run up the right tackles. Started up the center at one hole, ended up going through about the 3 hole, and only got about not quite 3-yard gain. So third down and 7.
Head full of steam, but he just runs right into Bronson Andrus. He's a hard guy to run into.
4:40 left on the Pace Culligan clock. Third quarter, 10-7 still. Salem Hills leading. Low-scoring game tonight. There's been a lot of trips to the red zone, though, and the defense has just kept coming up for both teams big time and time again. See if the Thunder defense can do here. High snap again. He's going to quickly roll and run, and he's going to tuck back, try to reach into the edge of the goal line, and touchdown. Jurgen Olsen does it again, this time the touchdown run from 10 yards out.
Great bootleg, great fake on the handoff. Gets around the edge, which he hasn't done a ton tonight. Matt Nissen loses contain, and Olsen does the rest. Wow, what a series by Jurgen Olsen.
Yeah, he's an electric little player. And a little bit of breathing room. It'll be the largest lead of the night for Salem Hills. Here's the Utah Gastroenterology extra point. Clausen on to do the kicking duties. Did you know that a colonoscopy is the most effective method of screening for colon cancer? You can actually detect, prevent cancer, just one procedure. Go to utahgastro.com. Kick is up and good. And it's 17-7. We'll take the full timeout. Thunder down by 10 here late third quarter.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Yeah, next Friday night when Desert Hills plays Hawaii, we're going to introduce Summit Ball to everybody. Cheerleaders are going to be throwing out about 200 footballs. If you catch one, you can play with it, keep it. But make sure you stop by and show it to the new Cubex 963 South Bluff, because they'll automatically put you into a drawing for 3 $50 prizes, and you get a week's membership. Also, 3 of the balls will have a little Frogger symbol on them. If you catch one of those balls, you're going to be down on the field at halftime competing for cash.
Yeah.
A little fitness race. Thanks to Summit Athletic Club. Kickoff into the end zone, and Desert Hills will start at their own 20. Here's the latest scores we have for you. Dixie leading 7-0 against the Legacy Longhorns on a Reggie Graff touchdown. Dallin Brown leading the Panthers to a 24-14 lead at the half, cross town against Highland. 17-7 here, of course. Salem Hills with the lead. Hurricane at the half was losing 54-0. Cedar was leading 14-0 against Juab at the half. Bingham, number 1 in the state, taking on number 2 East. Bingham, 21-0 at the half.
I don't know how a team like Stansbury runs the triple option, hasn't enough time in the first half to put up that type of number, man. That is incredible. 54 points.
That's continuous clock. So that game should be over pretty soon. Quick run right up the middle on the read option as Wilstead gives it. And Saul Andrus is going to move the chains. That's an 11-yard, just almost an 11-yard run for Fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and Desert Hills has had big plays when they needed it most, whether offense or defense. They need one right now, down 10. As they'll go to Saul Andrus again, who powers his way forward for a first down, and the run game has been there pretty much all night for Desert Hills as he motions for a first down himself.
Yep. Highland has just scored, so Hearst Star will update 24-21 Pineview. And they'll go quick again, this time again on the ground for the Thunder, and Kina Taupa are going to pick up another chunk of it. That's 3 consecutive 10-plus yard runs for Desert Hills.
And running back on running back, Saul Andrus is blocking for Kina Taufa this time. And we'll see here at the end of the play, looking for somebody to hit. Taufa goes upfield, and he blocks number 9, Jordan Ware, out of bounds for a Rocky Mountain collision. Big hit. Great block by Andrus.
And we've got a timeout taken, and we'll step aside. It's brought to you by Ryan Kramer, Remax Realtor. And you can learn more. You need to sell your home or buy one in Southern Utah. RyanKramerTeam.com. Just a 30-second timeout. Back for more. 17-7. It's Salem Hills on top. 3:48 left in the third quarter.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Welcome back, Desert Hills High School. 3:48 to go. Quarter number 3, 17-7 Salem Hills. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you. We'll be naming an Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. How about 3 straight run plays for 10-plus yards? Can they make it 4? Saul Andrus is going to take it for about a 5-yard gain, and the 3 straight runs of 10 yards plus is over. It is, but they're still moving the sticks.
Keep it going, yeah. I mean, they've got, I like the 2-back formation. Running a little crossfire action in the backfield, and it's been successful this whole drive.
Willie out of the gun. Going to give it. And that time, stacked up. Beautiful tackle made by the Skyhawks.
Sam Hughes makes his 3rd or 4th tackle of the game. Puts an end to the field day on the ground for Desert Hills this series.
And now a crucial 3rd down. 3rd down and 6. Wilstead hasn't thrown a pass on this drive. They've got 3 first downs. They're going to keep it on the ground. Andrus trying to be patient, picking his way to the 40, and finally stood up. He's going to get 3 yards, and it's going to be 4th down and 3, and I think you got to go for it. You're in Skyhawks territory. You've got a little bit of momentum on the ground. I think now's the time maybe where you got everybody flowing. If you did a little reverse, might work right here.
Absolutely.
Coach Murdoch doesn't have a big bag of tricks, but he's going to run power right ahead, and it's a first down. As Saul Andrus going to take it down inside the 30-yard line. Offensive line saying no trickeration needed. Let's just feed the beef.
And on those 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts all night long has been their biggest plays. They get past that 2nd level, and nobody's there. Luckily for the Skyhawks, number 1 makes a big tackle. That's Reed Johnson, the 6th touchdown.
Good-looking sophomore, Johnson. And Wilstead tried to pull it back, but it was taken by Ethan Ford, and Ford's going to pick up 7. Well, they'll mark him back a little bit, about a 5-yard gain.
Ford says, this might be my only carry of the game. I'm not going to let you rip it away from me.
And now a foul. Taufa getting separated from one of the Skyhawks. Flag flies in. Yato Sewell, I think, was pulling Taufa back away from a little bit of jabbing and a little bit of smack talking. I don't know. I'm assuming.
Yeah, this could be devastating for Desert Hills if it goes against them. They're having such a great drive.
It was probably retaliation.
Yeah.
The second guy always gets caught, doesn't he? He's got to be more disciplined than that, especially after the play's over. They hardly ever see the first guy. He did throw down. He lost a shoe over here. Over here, he pushes him, and he points at his chest. He pushes him again, and then he goes after him.
He takes a couple pushes, then Taufa makes an aggressive move towards him, and that's what the flag is called on.
1:55 left third quarter. Wilstead in the offense going a little backwards after that penalty. They're going to run it again, and that one's going to be a gain of just a couple. And Andrus is slow to get up. You got Andrus and Ford in right now. Denos is going to come off. Ford's going to come off. Barbin and Gage Baird going to come back in. You're going to have more of your 4 receiver set here because it's third down and long.
I think on this left side, if Baird is one-on-one coverage.
Look at the cushion, though.
Yeah, they're backing up on him. It's third and a mile.
3rd and 20. DBs drop way back. Wilstead's going to try to hit underneath route, and he's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage. Pickup of about 13, almost 14 yards. And now another 4th down coming up for the Thunder. And Baird loses his shoe again. He must not have it tied too tight, or once it came off, it was probably on a little loose, so it came off again. Otherwise, his shoe salesman didn't size him right. 17-7 on the one-loss scoreboard. Salem Hills leading Desert Hills. We'll select our Jimmy John Super Sub of the game in our post-game report when we're done. 4 Southern Utah locations. Freaky fast. Desert Hills needs some freaky fast first downs on 4th down. They've had a couple good runs. They have not thrown a pass, and they're going to bring on the field goal unit. And the last time they tried the 40-yard field goal attempt, it was just mistimed and ended up blocked.
Yeah, they have a talented kicker. It was just a weird situation last time, so they have the faith that he can make it. Looks like they're going to call a timeout to think about it a little longer, Desert Hills.
Yep. And we will keep it right here. Let's give you kind of some of the latest scores we have. Looks like at halftime, Snow Canyon was leading Ridgeline 13-10. Snow Canyon the only team to win last week in Region 9. Ridgeline blocked Snow Canyon's punt on the first possession all the way down to the 2, and somehow Snow Canyon got a stop. And then Mendenhall was out to the 50, and he fumbled. So Ridgeline's got a chance to retake the lead right now in that Snow Canyon game up there at Ridgeline. Hurricane was getting beat 54-0 at the half. It's still started the fourth quarter 14-0. Cedar leads Juab. Pineview has given up a touchdown, so Highland has cut that game to 24-21. And Pineview still has the 3-point lead. And Dixie scored first down in Vegas, and they have a 7-0 lead. All those updates brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware, corner Boulevard Bluff, Main Street, Cedar City. 109 left here, third quarter. They are going to leave the field goal unit out there. I don't know if I like the timeout when you stick with the original call, but it's non-region. Doesn't count toward playoffs. Don't tell these players that. You never want to lose ever. Really shallow stance here for Callister because he kind of likes to rugby. And the kick is long enough, and it is good. Wow. That is good. That is a 42-yard field goal, and it cuts it back to a one-possession game.
And you see why they trust, even after the miscue on the first field goal attempt, they believe in Callister. He's a talented kid and does the sidewinder rugby kick up and good. 17-10, Desert Hills trail.
Take a 30-second timeout. Come back with more action here from Desert Hills on your Summit Athletic Training Center. Game of the week, 97.7 ESPN, CEC TV.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Welcome back. Callister going to kick it off after he just nailed a 42-yard field goal, and that one's into the end zone for the touchback. And here comes the talented, evasive Jurgen Olsen.
He's been fun, man. Holy cow. He's thrown it. He's made some amazing plays, kind of improvisational, throwing it down the field after he makes something happen with his feet. He's converted on 3rd and long a couple times, weaving in and out of traffic. He's a heck of a player.
And his receivers, haven't dropped any ball. I mean, anything that they can catch, they have caught tonight. The Thunder have put a lot of pressure on him and tried to make it difficult, but he's shown he can throw on the run and avoid sacks. They've only got to him a couple of times in this game. I think he's been sacked 3 times, but they've turned up the pressure all night long.
Watch out for the knockout punch on first. They've done that a couple times.
Out of the gun, man in motion. And read option, give is to the tailback. He's going to bounce it outside, and he's going to be the 25-yard line. Breaks a tackle to the 30, cuts back at the 34. Finally out of bounds near the 35-yard line. A pretty good run right there, turning nothing into something for Jordan Ware. I think that's Jordan Ware again.
Yeah,
is that Ware?
Yeah, Jordan Ware has had somewhat of a quiet game, considering the quarterback he's running with has got most of the big plays, as Mayfield misses a tackle on the edge.
They just kind of waited for him to go right by. And there's a run right up the middle of the Ware again, and a good tackle by Polu. I think he's down for a maybe 1.5 yard loss. It'll be second down and 11. Hey, Region 9 soccer update, 1-1 between Dixie Snow Canyon. 16 minutes left in that game. That game's over at Dixie High School. The turf field's still not done at Snow Canyon. They're hoping by next week it'll be finished up.
Polu with a big play. Ware was saying, I never went down. Apparently the ref saw the ball, or his elbow hit the ground and blew the whistle.
Line's going to shift here, pre-snap. Second down. Jurgen Olsen's going to run a screen over the middle, and it's not executed.
Oh, man. What a hit by Polu on the running back. He's going to stay down as he got hit hard in the lower back as he was extending up to catch the screen pass. That looked painful.
That's a Rocky Mountain collision right there. Polo's been hammering all night long. He's a physical player. And appreciate our friends at Rocky Mountain Collision. We've taken hit in an accident around southern Utah. See the pros at Rocky Mountain Collision. Give them a call. Free estimate 673-7757. They take the dent out of accident. And we appreciate B.A. Robinson Construction, one of our great sponsors of high school football. They build a lot of, they're working on the new school over there, some of their projects, some of the bigger projects, Intermountain Healthcare, new facility. They did my block wall, my backyard. B.A. Robinson Construction. Check them out. BARobinson.info is their website if you need a bid on some masonry work. They are the largest masonry company in southern Utah.
We'll see here on the replay. They ran the screen probably 6 times tonight, and he just gets hit hard on the lower body.
Again, it's an injury timeout brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. We want to thank Intermountain Sports Medicine for their support of Region 9 athletics. They support each athletic trainer throughout the entire region. Tonight's game, we've got Sean Norton of the Thunder. I don't know the trainer there for the Skyhawks attending to, but Norton went out to help out. Just, he's walking back, and he's up under his own power, which is good news, making his way to the sideline with his helmet off, but under his own power. Like to see that. 17-10. Got 11.8 seconds left here, third quarter. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson with you on our Summit Athletic Club Game of the Week. Desert Hills and Salem Hills. Still anybody's game. Pretty big third down, 3rd and 11 for Salem Hills, and Jurgen Olsen takes a quick look, kind of goes over the sideline, communicating with the coaching staff, now comes back out of the gun. Trips to the near side, twins to the far sideline. 4-3, but Polo's coming up, 5-man front, Polo's coming, and Polo's bearing down, but he gets rid of it on a comeback route. It's going to be short of the sticks, but complete. And again, an accurate throw. But now 4th down and a couple. About 4th and a long 2, short 3 for the Skyhawk offense.
Yeah, good strike by Olsen, kind of turning away as Polo's coming right at him. Puts it right in the lap of his receiver.
Good tackle there to make sure he didn't slip away to get any extra yardage either. And that'll be it for the end of the quarter. 17-10. The only points in the quarter came off a 42-yard field goal by Logan Callister. One possession game when we go to the fourth quarter after this full timeout.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana.
Hey, welcome back, Desert Hills High School. Start of quarter number 4. I saw a lot of the Thunder fans put that traditional 4 fingers up in the air, and Salem Hills now 4th down and short, going to bring on the punt unit. Not going to roll the dice at their own 43 unless they want to fake it here, but at least showing punt. And late substitution, or somebody didn't get the message the punt unit was coming on. Now he's takes out that right tackle position. Wall of 3, 5 yards behind the long snapper. They're faking it. Run it right up the middle, and they push, and got it. Got it with the push from the back wall. The up back got it. The other 2 guys pushed him, and he stayed on his feet and got 3, maybe 4 yards in. That's a huge fake punt conversion.
Wow, and you got to love that call if you're a Skyhawk fan. Out of a quarter, you have time to talk about it, and Desert Hills wasn't totally unprepared. It was just a great effort. They only needed a few yards, and they got that push from the back, as you could describe, for a big first down.
Well, that was a momentum swinging play to start the fourth quarter. We'll see how this Thunder defense can respond. Fresh set of downs for the Skyhawks. Out of the gun, Jurgen Olsen going to look and throw the quick hitter, complete, and a quick tackle made immediately by Luke Watson.
Watson with another huge play for a loss. We saw it last week against Highland. Mayfield getting in the back from the secondary. This time it's Watson. They're doing a great job on the short yardage throws as well as getting in the backfield on the run game all night long. Great job wrapping them up by Watson.
We're just a minute into the fourth quarter. Touchdown lead here for Salem Hills, 17-10 on that one-loss scoreboard. And out of the gun, Jurgen Olsen is going to run read option, keep it himself. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got a little room. And he's going to turn it out across midfield down to the 45-yard line of Desert Hills. That's a pickup of about 13 yards.
Man, he is so quick. As soon as he gets that read, he just finds a way to find a bunch of different seams. Good back-end blocking there by the offensive line. And he gets right up near the line to gain. Third short one up.
Ridgeline has taken a 23-13 lead over Snow Canyon on a trick play touchdown. Can the Warriors rally again? Remember, they were down big going the fourth quarter. Rally got that game to overtime before the 100-yard pick six by Carson Holyoke last week. Jurgen Olsen going to air it out, take a shot on the fade, double coverage, and it's over the intended receiver's head out of bounds. And if that ball's thrown on the money, it might have been picked. So probably a good overthrow by the Skyhawks quarterback.
And confident that on fourth and short now they can go for it. Again, we'll see what Desert Hills dials up here in the box if they're going to send Polu and Andrus on fourth and about 2.
Here's the official now walking over to have a conversation with the Desert Hills coaching staff. Said something to Coach Murdoch.
Yeah, I think it was an illegal man downfield on the throw. They're going to decline the penalty to keep it fourth. It would have just been a 5-yard loss. And I think wisely take the fourth down as opposed to having it 3rd and 7.
So here we go. 4th down and 2. Ball at the 45-yard line of Desert Hills. They're going to throw for it. Quick out route complete, and he makes the first man miss and turns it upfield for plenty of yardage to get the chains moved yet again.
And initially I was surprised they weren't doing a zone read and allowing Olsen to use his feet to get the first down, but a beautiful little crossing route on the edge leaves a man wide open, catches it right before the sticks, turns his shoulder, and easily gets the first down. That was Devin Johnson. Big, tall sophomore.
Dixie has taken a 14-0 lead. Benueblo's first touchdown, the senior, Weston Benueblos. I wondered how good Legacy would be tonight. Dixie playing down in Vegas. Quick screen, and it's complete. And Andrus makes the tackle, but down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, and they're starting to really be balanced, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with the Skyhawk play calling. The quick passing, the timeliness when they take shots, the read option, the scrambling ability of Jurgen Olsen.
Yeah, really diversified playbook, and they're executing.
I don't know that they can beat Orem, but I think this team could finish second in that
Yeah,
conference
sure.
this year and have a good seed going to the postseason. Orem is loaded, and Desert Hills knows one of the reasons why. Noah Sewell transferred this past offseason. And now here he is again. Steps up in the pocket, going to run. He's going to get it outside for the first down and more. Gets a block and then takes it out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. Jurgen Olsen finally stopped at the 20, and they're into the red zone.
And I think a flag may have come out late on that last block by Zeke Mangum. It was a comeback block. Fairly big contact. We'll see what the refs call here as they're convening over by the sideline. Looks like they're trying to figure out where the ball is going to end up being spotted as the white hat comes out. He'll call personal foul. Once again, helmet to helmet.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I saw that Desert Hills player get taken out. You know, they're saying away from the ball, the cheap shot, the targeting hit. You're going to see right there on the comeback, defenseless receiver. I don't know that was helmet to helmet, but and it did affect the play. But maybe they said from that angle the official thought it was a block in the back.
I don't know if he thought it was a block in the back or if it maybe got him on the chin a little bit. They're very sensitive though, seemingly about those kind of comeback hard blocks.
A little flip on an end around and trying to string it out is Sweeten, and he finally runs him out of bounds, but not before on second down and about 6. The Skyhawks get another. Fabulous Freddy's.
First down, and they're just kind of methodically taking a lot of time this series. After the fake punt got them the first down, they converted again on a 4th down.
Well, we're going to see. We talked to Coach Murdoch about duration and conditioning, and he felt like his team was ready for that. But this defense has been on the field a lot in this game.
Absolutely.
Here's the play. Trips to the far side. And flag flies as Olsen's going to give it up and cut it back. Well, as the running back, that's Ware. And Ware is strung out by a couple different Thunders on the tackle. Thunder players on the tackle. And we'll wait the penalty flag.
Desert Hills the defense has come up big for them throughout this game to at least hold the Skyhawks to field goal attempts. Of course, they want to keep them deep enough outside of field goal range. They've got a pretty good kicker. This will go again to be a procedure penalty against the Skyhawks yet again. They've had a few of those tonight.
Yeah, they have let in score all night long. They've never trailed in this game. They were tied 7-7, but then got the field goal. Then had a 17-7 lead, and then Desert Hills answered with the field goal, 17-10, and that's where we stand right now with 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. It's almost a final. Hurricane is getting beat 60-8 right now up at Stansbury.
Goodness.
We're going to start the season 0-2. Pineview just scored again, 31-21. They've got a 10-point lead against Highland, so they're looking better this week. It's a good Highland team. That's one of the top 5A ranked teams in the state, according to Des News. Here's Jurgen Olsen taking the fade route. One-on-one, got his man complete, touchdown. Oh, flag flies in late. If it stands, it's a 34-yard touchdown from Olsen to his man, and that's Basinger. Braden Basinger.
And I think it's going to be an and one. I thought that Curtis Sweeten held him up a little bit. The flag came in late. And then he got away from the from the grab and still was able to run under the
Jurgen
score.
Olsen, that's almost a little Brett Favre-like, just like flip, like a little side slinger action.
But the way that they're operating, I'll have to see the replay. They're calling it against the offense.
Here you go.
We'll
Here we
see it
go.
here.
Our guys at CEC TV have it for our radio audience. We're going to watch. It's a fade route on the left side. He extends the arm.
Yeah, he does.
extends the right arm to create the separation. That's a next level call.
It is.
You don't see that called that often.
No.
But I'm not trying to be a homer, but that you did see the arm extend.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. You don't see that that type of sensitivity on an offensive pass interference call a lot of the time in high school.
So Jurgen Olsen will have to try to do it again. The touchdown to Basinger is wiped away on an offensive pass interference call. They're backed up to the Desert Hills 48. Man in motion. Jordan Ware flanking Jurgen Olsen. He gives it to Ware, tries the edge, gets the edge, and turns it upfield for a positive gain of 5 or 6. But obviously they're backed up here. And it's going to be second down at about 26 to go.
And it hasn't seemed to matter how far back Salem Hills has to go to get a first down. They somehow figured out how to make big plays, even if it's 3rd and 20 or whatever, whether it's Olsen or a big play downfield. Desert Hills has got a huge call on that last play to drive them back.
Second down and 25, we'll call it. Trips to the near side for Jurgen Olsen, where in the backfield, working right to left on your radio dial. Desert Hills, 4-man front, and read option to Ware. Bounces out, jump cuts, and then the help comes, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4 more, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
And Olsen saying, man, I got hammered on that play well after I gave it up. But the ref says, hey, look, he doesn't know you don't have the ball. He does a great job that this refereeing staff all night long communicating with the kids, letting them know why something was called or wasn't called.
3rd down and 20. 6:15 to go. 4th quarter. Desert Hills trailing 17-10. This is a big play for the defense. Olsen's going to throw. Outside is 46. Lets it go. And it is intercepted and then dropped, and it hit the turf before he collected it back up. And Dawson Mayfield, I believe, thought he had the pick, but they're going to say no, it hit the ground, incomplete.
I thought it looked to me like somehow he was able to pick it before it hit the turf. We'll see it here on the replay again. That was close. Obviously, the ref had a better angle than we did, but we'll see it here. He was almost calling a fair catch for it on the pick. He knew it was coming. I think it bounced off the player, then he cradles it in. I don't think it hits the turf at all. Tough call for Desert Hills, even though it is 4th and way long. They'll be getting a punt anyway.
Yeah, you slow that down in super slow-mo, and we zoomed in on that. You might be right, Andy. It might have popped up off the foot or lower leg into Mayfield's hands before it hit the ground. I can see how the official thought, though, that it hit the ground because he didn't collect it cleanly and it went low.
It bounced off something. To me, it looks like there's the initial tip here. He high points it, juggles it. It bounces off.
Does it touch the ground there, though?
Maybe between the other player's legs. I think he scoops it up cleanly. I mean, I think it hits off the left hip of the player.
Regardless.
And, what a great shot by CEC TV right there. I think he gets it cleanly. But anyway, they're in better field position, or just about the exact same as they would have been anyway.
Yeah, they lose about 14 yards. You know, still, the defense did its job for the Thunder, which is not easy to do against Salem Hills and Jurgen Olsen. And now, I don't think you don't have to abandon the run right now. You got 5:51 on the clock. You're only down by 7. Hand off to Andrus. Andrus, a quick hitter, has a nice hole. 1st down and more. Pickup of nearly 15 on 1st down. And that offensive line starting to make some creases for these backs in the second half.
Now, if I'm Murdoch, and just keep doing that. You use both running backs in the backfield and just rotate. They've been running it excellent all game long. No reason to get fancy. Just run the ball.
Run it again. And it's going to be Andrus spinning and just almost a 10-yard gain again. And that's another Fabulous Freddy's 1st down, I think, on the plunge at the end of the run by Andrus.
Man, this kid is tough. He's taking some big hits all night long. He absorbs contact and still spins around. He's wiry and knows where the markers are, and he does get that Fabulous Freddy's 1st down.
It is halftime. Dixie leads Legacy 14-0. Hearst Ace Hardware Region 9 update. Andrus again, another 10-yard run. This is really similar to the scoring drive in the third quarter that they had to settle for the field goal when they had 3 10-plus runs in a row between Taufa and Andrus. This time Andrus doing all the work.
Has a little meet and greet here with Reed Johnson at the end of this run. Reed kind of keeps going after the whistle's blown.
New set of downs for the Thunder. They'll give it again. And here is Taufa. And Kina is going to take it down inside the 40 to 37. And now it's getting chippy. Flags are flying. And somebody's getting held back.
Yeah, it's Bo Barbin who got shoved hard by the Skyhawks after the play. Good job by his teammate, Tate Danas, to grab him and drag him away from the conflict so there wasn't a retaliation penalty on Desert Hills. We'll see what happens here, if it's offsetting or if it goes against the Skyhawks. But it looked to me like the big shove was, oh, wow, it will be against Bo Barbin. Wow.
You got to keep your composure. I know I said this earlier when we had a little altercation with Kina Taufa, but it's always the second guy that gets caught with the flag.
Yeah, and that, to me, I just saw the end of it, and it was Barbin being pushed. We'll see if we can figure out what happens near. It'll be on the right side of your screen. He's stock blocking. He gets pushed hard there at the end. I'm not sure what he did, but.
Run to Andrus. Flags fly. Andrus is going to pick up some positive yardage, gain of about 6, almost 7, back across midfield into Skyhawk territory. But again, this looks like it's thrown in the vicinity of a hold.
Yeah, it must have been on that previous play. Whatever Barbin did was out of frame when he did it, because all we see is the retaliation from the Skyhawk player.
And they already got him backed up. I think you go ahead and back him up further, though. I think you accept this penalty. That's the discussion the officials having, and we'll see if. Yeah, they will accept it. They'll march it back. So, 4:28 left on the Paces Colgan Water scoreboard. And Thunder now kind of have a similar drive. Skyhawks just went backwards.
Yeah, right.
And now all of a sudden Desert Hills is back inside their own 35-yard line. They'll mark it at 33. It'll be second down and 30, folks. They got to get all the way to the 35 of Salem Hills for a first down. And now you probably got to give Logan Wilstead a chance to showcase his arm. You've been running the ball the entire second half, and you got to put it up. They'll go quick hitch, complete. Baird took it out across the 40, pickup of about 7. Clock will continue to tick. He couldn't quite break the tackle and get out of bounds. And now Thunder fans upset about something here. The crowd might picking up some, a little taunting maybe, or both players just kind of stepped up and said something to each other.
It's been chippy the last several plays.
Hey, these teams want to win. Don't tell them it's not a region game. Both teams lost last week, want to get that first win of the season. 3rd down and 25, we'll call it. Here's Wilstead, got Danas behind the defense. He's just back, but he cannot reel it in. No flag comes in. Hoffines, love the sportsmanship, helps Danas up. Looked like he could have adjust back to it, but it looked like Hoffines might have just poked it away last second.
Yeah, underthrows it just a little bit. He had a step on his guy, has to come back for it, and allows it to get to his shoulder pads. I think the defender's arm may have gotten in there to knock it away. But pretty good chance he gave Danas on the throw.
And now you got to kick the football and put the game back in your defense's hands. You have 2 timeouts remaining if you're Desert Hills. You wasted one thinking about going for it or settling for a field goal. They ended up making that field goal and sticking with the original decision. So Desert Hills down a timeout and down 7 points. It's 17-10. Desert Hills, Logan Callister, rugby-style punt, has a snap, going to kick it low. Might have been partially blocked. And it's not going to roll very far. It's going to settle in at about the 39-yard line of Salem Hills. And that's only going to be about a net 17, 18, 20, almost 20-yard kick is all. 21-yard kick because it was blocked. Richfield's beaten South Sevier 28-14 tonight. Big score by Jackson Garrett. He finds Tavian Brown, 19-yard touchdown. So a minute 43 left, and Redmond leading Juab Wasp 20-0. Looks like Cedar's going to get their first win of the season. Who did our Lawrence, our pigskin picking robot, pick tonight?
I think he had Cedar. As much as I hate to give it up to LJ, I think he had the Redmond in that one.
So 3:34 left to go. Salem Hills can work on the old clock. Up by a touchdown, 17-10. Tonight's game brought to you by Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. They'll bring you the post-game show when we're done. And then stick around later for our Region 9 wrap-up show on radio. And run right up the middle for a pickup of about 4, almost to the 44-yard line. Marking just across the 43. Second down and short 6. Clock's ticking, 3:12. I think you try to go ahead and get the stops now. You've got enough time. You don't burn the timeouts until after they get a first down. Of course, you don't want to give up any first downs in this situation. They're going to run it again right up the middle, and they're going to pick up a couple out across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. And be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think you hang out with a couple timeouts in your pocket here on 3rd and short.
Yep.
Of course, they use the timeout early before their made field goal.
Pineview's opened up a 38-23 lead now on Highland.
Wow.
So it looks like Pineview's got about 9:23 left in the 4th quarter, but they're playing well. Here's the play. 3rd down. They fumble the snap, and he sneaks through, and he's getting it right to the sticks. He lunged forward right to the sticks. It depends on the spot. It looks like from here he's probably got it.
This kid is incredible. Everything goes wrong for him. It bounces low. Everybody's flying at him. Somehow he leaps forward. And depending on the spot, we'll see what happens. But what a play by Olsen.
That snap was at his ankles. And Jurgen Olsen, now they're going to measure. It is close enough to measure. That snap was at his ankles. It looked like the running back was going to come over to maybe just try to pick it up. He says, no, I got it. He picks it up and just darts ahead. Contact came right at the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward for a 2-yard gain exactly. And hopefully our official's got a credit card because he might need it to slip it through here. Which official was that did that in the Green Bay game years ago? Was that Hockey Lee that did that? I can't remember.
Sounds like a Hockey Lee move.
And they got it by a couple inches. Got it. Half the football is across the sticks. Got it by 4 or 5 inches. Huge first down. And now Desert Hills has got to start using their final 2 timeouts. With 2:03 on the clock, down 17-10. Ridgeline has scored again. They lead Snow Canyon 29-13. What do you think about that? Surprise there?
A little bit. I mean, they're in a lot of close ones. I mean, it seems like almost every game.
And here's the first down snap. Jurgen Olsen out of the gun. Low snap again. He finds it, though. Hands it right off. And Jordan Ware is going to push off that left tackle for a pickup of 4. 1:32 on the clock when Desert Hills will take their timeout. It's brought to you by Ryan Kramer at RE/MAX. And if you're looking to get with somebody that can sell your house, go to work for you. Ryan Kramer, #1 real estate agent in Washington County. He'll help you find it. He'll help you sell it. Visit RyanKramerTeam.com. Excited to have Ryan on as a sponsor of high school football. And only one more timeout after this one left for the Thunder.
2nd and 5 coming up. They're getting into the backfield. The problem is, even when you have them corral, or even when there's a bad snap, they just have that X factor in Olsen who can make anything happen good out of something bad happening. He's been awesome all night long. You almost need to count on a mistake to stop this drive for Desert Hills.
Yep. And now they'll talk about it. You almost got to have a blitz run call.
Yeah.
And everybody's got to have their gap assignments against it. Leato Sewell was over talking with one of the assistant coaches, Chase MacArthur. Great football player back in the day, running back. Here's a pitch outside, maybe a hold call as Olson's going to keep it. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, about the 46, maybe pick up a yard, but this could be coming back. This could really help Desert Hills. The penalty will stop the clock and save one timeout.
Yeah, once again, I think it's going to be holding on Cage Baird coming off that left side. He comes out there fast, and their only recourse is to grab his shoulder pads.
Yep. This one will go against the Skyhawks. Trying to see if we had any other score updates for you. Last report we had 14-0. Dixie was leading Legacy. Stansbury again winning 67-8 tonight.
Good.
Timey's up 15. Desert Hills trailing by 7. Snow Canyon losing 29-13. Cedar is 1 over Drew out 20-0. 1:25 left on the Paces Colgan clock. And here's the conversation going on with the near sideline. Murdoch right by the line judge. Not going to hear that conversation from up here. I wonder what they're saying. And they're going to hand it off, and they're going to get nothing. No gain on the play. And was that Brunson laterally coming from the deep tackle position to make that stop.
Awesome play from the backside, diving at the ankles of the ball carrier to keep it 3rd and long, and this is where Olson gets especially scary. Running it, throwing it, sending, basing her deep, and hoping for a PI call. They've got a lot of options on these 3rd and long plays, and a lot of them have been successful, and I don't know what they're going to draw up, but
1:15 to go, 17-10, Salem Hills leading. Devin Dixon and Andy Thompson with you on our Summit Athletic Club Game of the Week. Next week we got 2 games coming. We've got double headers for you on News Radio 94.9 FM KDXU or 97.7 ESPN every Friday night. Pineview Highland going on across town. Tonight we've got Desert Hills. Next week we've got Dixie Tooele, and then Desert Hills taking a team on from Hawaii that's making the trip over. And should be fun to see how they stack up against a team from the islands. I think they're playing a couple games on this road trip, this Hawaii team. I don't know a ton about them, but we'll have a lot more on that matchup next week, I'm sure, during the week. Make sure you tune into The Drive from 4 to 6 on ESPN Radio. We need 25 points tonight to get our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. We might say it's a combined score tonight and send everybody over there. Since there's only 2 home games tonight, let's take care of all our listeners and fans. There's an inside toss, misdirection, and going to be stacked up about the 41-yard line. It's just a short gain of a yard or 2. And now the clock will tick all the way down. It'll probably take the penalty and then punt this football to Desert Hills. They're going to get it with about 20 seconds or less. Well, maybe about 27 seconds. Well, I don't know. My Royal City math's going to come out if I start guessing, Andy.
I ain't going to try either, brother, but nothing too risky on 3rd down. They figure they'll have 30 or 20 seconds or wherever the heck it is, and a kid who hasn't had a lot of success throwing the ball in Wilstead.
Now we're down to 33 seconds. They're going to take this delay of game, or they're going to try to just get it off right before the clock. Now they're going to stop it. Delay of game 25.4. I think they save the yardage and take a timeout. I think Coach took the timeout. So they'll save the yardage. They had a timeout to burn. Smart play there. And now they'll punt the football. And Desert Hills is going to have a couple chances, a couple plays to run, and no timeouts to work with. A big punt return.
Yeah.
Would do the trick.
I mean, that's their best. Offensively, I think Gage Baird down the field is their best option, but the likelihood of him being matched up in a position without a safety over the top is not going to happen in these next couple plays for Desert Hills.
Appreciate our friends at Wilkinson's. Go see the experts, lights, fans, fixtures, unique items like games and more at Wilkinson's across from Fiesta Fun in St. George. Again, coming up, we'll have our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. We'll hand out some awards, our DATS Trucking Player of the Game. We'll pick the play of the game, brought to you by AWP. Appliance Wholesalers Plus. And the other award we'll hand out will be our Super Sub of the Game. Jimmy Johns brings you our super sub of the game. Appreciate Gridiron University All-Star Game coming to Southern Utah January 5th. Don't forget to mark your calendars. If you want to learn more about this matchup, go to GIUfootball.com. It's going to be a 9th grade All-Star Game, Utah versus the nation, and then a college All-Star Game, NFL Scouts, Coaches Clinic, and more. Punt is away, and looked like he couldn't see it for a second, and now he's got it. He's going to try to go all the way right, turn around and go all the way left, and Baird is still on his feet, trying to get to the sideline, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 15. Really good special teams coverage by Salem Hills.
Yeah, and it takes us all the way down to 9 seconds. So a long play time-wise there for Desert Hills. It almost looked like they had some kind of trickeration up with 2 punt returners. One of them trying to pretend like it was coming to him when it was going to the other guy. Didn't work out. Great coverage by Salem Hills.
Yeah, Baird there. Kind of backtracked 5 or 6 yards. And made some guys miss, but never did really have a chance to break that one. Pretty good game if you like defense tonight. 17-10, 9.5 seconds to go. Make sure after our postgame show you know to stick around. Andy and Rustin and Paulie and the guys will have the Region 9 wrap-up show with a complete look at all the games around Region 9. Are you going to co-host that from studio, or are you going to host it from the stadium here?
Well, still got to figure that out.
There's going to be a penalty flag on personal foul against Salem Hills. And so that will help Desert Hills at least a little bit. Still don't think Wilstead can get it into the end zone for the Hail Mary because the ball is going to be at their own 30. That 15 yards does help a little bit, though. That gives you time to maybe run an underneath out route, but you got to get out of bounds, and then you can take one shot to the end zone for the Hail Mary.
Yeah, we saw that in the third quarter where he ran just a little 15-yard play when it was a long yard to gain and got the catch from Gage Baird. I'd probably try to do something like that. They got plenty of time for a few plays.
Do you run a draw play and let Andrus weave out of bounds and pick up 15 yards? I don't think you can risk the run here. Could try a screen pass and let him slip out of bounds. Quick hitter. Outside to Baird. Baird's just going to go out of bounds at the 40. He cut back, now out of bounds. It looked like he was going to cut back. I'm glad he didn't. He finally went out of bounds about the 48-yard line of Desert Hills. So now with 2.3 seconds, you throw it into the end zone.
Yeah, really well executed play here. Good block by Bo Barbin down the field. Engage is just a playmaker. Hasn't gotten the ball enough tonight, but has made the most of it when he has. And now I think Wilstead will be able to get it into the end zone.
Can the Thunder pull out a miracle finish here? Down by 7, 2 seconds. Clock expires. Wilstead lets it fly. Fade route, 3 receivers over there at the 10. It's caught, but it's going to be short of the line to gain. He needed 10 more yards on that throw. Caught at the 11. Game in. Salem Hills wins. And for the second week in a row, Desert Hills loses by a touchdown. Baird did make that catch. I believe they gave him credit for the snag, but it's a final 17-10.
Just about 10 yards short of the throwing lane here as we see. Goes up, Gage Baird will catch it. Kind of a dual possession wrestling match right around the 10-yard line, but well short of where they needed it to be to give him a chance at a Hail Mary. Good effort by Desert Hills defensively. Young quarterback with 3 picks. Not necessarily the most positive game throwing the ball for Coach Murdoch. But I think running the ball they did fine. 17-10 game against a really tough Salem Hills team, as you say, could compete in that Orem region this year.
I look forward to seeing how they do. I mean, they'll get their shot at Orem. Obviously, Orem, the defending state champions, and not a lot of people think that they can beat Orem, but they played well tonight. They played a great game. They played hard on defense. Jurgen Olsen's the real deal, and a lot of fun to see this team come down here in the heat in St. George and find a way. And for Coach Murdoch, 0-2 start to his coaching career at Desert Hills, 2 7-point losses in a row. And they'll get ready for a team out of Hawaii right here at Desert Hills High School next Friday night. We'll take a timeout. Let's make it a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you some highlights from the second half. We'll get you some awards, and we'll clean it all up with the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame report. Again, the final on the one-loss scoreboard. Desert Hills falls to Salem Hills 17-10.
150 over 90. 180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Back live for our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Dr. Cody and his staff make your kids feel right at home with all your dental needs. See why so many parents choose Dr. Cody at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Fun night. Fun to be out at the field, Thunder Stadium. Fun to see two teams play a physical game. This game had a lot of missed opportunities, though. A lot of missed opportunities for both teams. Some crucial penalties. Both teams obviously shot themselves in the proverbial foot on time or two, and when the dust settled, Salem Hill's got to feel really good, coming out with a 17-10 victory. And back to the drawing board, getting ready for next week's game for the Thunder. Salem Hills will head back on up north with their first win of the young season. We got to get to some awards. Want to get to some highlights if we have them before we say goodnight to our CEC TV crew. Thanks for everybody tuning in on TDS Cable Channel 22 or watching on our website, sportsradio977.com. Wasn't the night for Cody Wilstead that he wanted. 3 first-half interceptions. And so what did Desert Hills do in the second half? They went to the ground and pound, and they really stacked up a lot of rushing yards. And let's take a look at some of those second-half highlights for you and talk about some of the big plays in this second half. You're going to see a lot of running. And look at Saul Anders right there. Finish off a bruising run. He's supposed to be the Lightning, and Keena's supposed to be the Thunder. But that time, they did a little role reverse. So here's Keena Taufa. And Taufa there making – this is the opening drive of the second half. Not one, not two.
Just run.
Ended up with this. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Little mistiming on the kick. It's blocked. And Desert Hills trailed at that point. And then this kid, unbelievable little gun-slinging dual-threat quarterback. Let him throw it on the run. Tight ropes the sideline. Really good pitch and catch with Zeke Mangum right there, setting him up deep into the red zone. And the Skyhawks and Thunder had a lot of chances in this game. And I lost my video monitor on a replay, but more of the highlights for you there, as this is the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. And go back to the offensive side of the ball for Desert Hills. And, again, right up the middle, they kind of stopped doing much other than just that read option give. And Wilstead, I think eventually they've got to have him keep that read option for that to truly be as effective as it can be.
I mean, I don't think he kept it all night, and I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive end was there. I mean, on that play right here you're watching live for our TV audience, that's the right play. But I think there's going to come a point in time like that one. He made the right read again, but if he keeps that once in a while, it'd make it a little bit easier. You got to give the O-line some credit for the Thunder, though. They did some work. They opened up some holes for these running backs for the Thunder.
Yeah, and a big change that they made was just give it to him. Go off tackle with a lead blocker, just straight runs.
Here's the only points of the second half. This is the field goal kick good from 42 yards out by Logan Callister. And obviously not enough scoring in the second half for the Thunder. It was physical. We saw some altercations. We saw some penalties. We saw this kid, Jurgen Olsen. I mean, for our radio audience, the kid was masterful tonight. He probably saved his team 6 or 7 sacks and turned them into probably, on those just 6 or 7 plays that I can recall, big plays. More run game for the Thunder. Again, right up the middle, too. I think that's the one positive, again, for Desert Hills. As you saw, Saul Andrus, that time it was like the counter read option.
I mean, they have the horses on the offensive line and running the ball. They got 2 really good guys. We'll see the deep throw here to end the game. They'll be caught by Barrett at about the 10-yard line, but as time expires and Desert Hills loses their second in a row. But I think the positives that they can take away, Devin, is just defensively, I thought they were great. I mean, they had some penalties in the second half that were crushing type penalties.
Yeah.
Extracurricular stuff, but defensively, I thought they pressured the quarterback. I thought they stopped the run okay.
Yep.
There were some big plays by Olsen. He's just a guy that is going to make big plays regardless. But defensively, I thought they played pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Salem Hills. Here's some Wilkinson statistics.
Yeah.
Unofficially, 15 of 33 for Jurgen Olsen. I feel like he had more completions than that, but they did miss on some screens and some deep shots. 342 yards of offense for Salem Hills, 369 for Desert Hills. All theirs coming on the ground. It's one of those kind of contrasting styles. 6 of 22 for Wilstead. A lot of those passes were in the first half, had the 3 interceptions. Saul Andrus, how about this line? I mean, really, he is your dash trucking player of the game for Desert Hills.
Yeah.
224 on the ground.
Wow.
22 carries, 224 yards.
Yeah.
Of course, he had that one touchdown for 73 yards. Keenan Ta'ufa goes 8 carries for 44 yards in this game. Wilstead, Ford, and Barbin all had 1 carry in this game. But Saul Andrus really doing all of the heavy lifting for his team. But, you look at Desert Hills with 369 total yards. They ran 56 plays, but Salem Hills ran 20 more plays. They ran 76 plays for 342 yards. This is a telling stat, and this is why I had it as one of our Camping World, or our Bucks Ace hardware tools to the game, third down conversions. Desert Hills goes 2 of 15. Salem Hills 9 for 19.
Wow.
Desert Hills was 2 for 2 on fourth down, though.
Yeah.
And they were 3 for 5. Salem Hills 3 for 5 in this game. So some supplemental stats there for you. But again, Saul Andrus, the guy for Desert Hills tonight, but just not meant to be as they lose 17-10. Gage Baird did, had that long fade route. He did end up your leading receiver, 5 catches for 78 yards to pace Desert Hills. Some other Wilkinson stats, Lights, fans, home decor, more. They got that fan sale going through the end of the month. Bronson Andrus. How about Andrus? 10 total tackles in this game. 7 for Cage Baird and Braxton Turnbow. 6 for Dawson Mayfield. So those are your leading tacklers on defense for Desert Hills in this 17-10 loss for the Thunder.
I think Logan will get there. Had probably 2 really bad interceptions and another one that I thought was miscommunication. I think the passing game needs to be catered more towards shorter throws, more shallow crosses to guys like Bo Barbin, because down the field it just wasn't there. Salem Hills gave him a little bit of time in the second quarter to throw the ball, but still just read mistakes that he'll hash out. He's got the talent. He's got the arm strength. We saw it all night long. He'll get there.
So your dad's trucking player of the game. Let's pick one for Desert Hills.
Yeah,
Saul Andrus, 224 yards and a touchdown, the only touchdown of the night. And then for Salem Hills, I think you go with the quarterback.
Absolutely.
I think you go with Jurgen Olsen.
He was amazing.
Yeah, 16 of 33 passing, 1 touchdown. Really good night. But the rushing yards, too. I don't have his rushing yards, but I bet he had, out of the total offense tonight, of the 300 and, almost 60 yards, I think he had at least 300 of it. They didn't. I mean, Jordan Ware had a few carries and some positive plays, but most of the yardage came from Jurgen Olsen in this 17-10 win. As for your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game, where do we want to go? There was some big ones. There's some momentum swings. At the end of the day, Desert Hills kept giving their offense chances. They just couldn't quite get over the hump and get down the red zone. Every time they get a couple runs to start a drive, it would stall out. I almost, look at somebody defensively for Salem Hills that made some big plays for them. But, hey, nothing stands out to the play of the game for me right now. Maybe the touchdown over the middle on the slant route, one-on-one coverage.
Yeah. I think that pass over here to Zeke Mangum.
That's probably
where
a
he's
good nominee.
Yeah, throwing it over to the sideline. He's getting rushed out of the pocket, and Mangum takes it all the way down. I mean, that was an incredible play.
Yeah, let's go Jurgen Olsen to Zeke Mangum on that one. Do want to invite fans. You're at the game. We got over 25 total points tonight. We had 27 total points. So we're going to go ahead and say I'm going to make an executive decision. If you're looking for something to do after the game, you just tune into the post-game show. Thunder fans, go over there and ask for your Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert at Yogurtland. Holbrook Asphalt, great sponsor, bringing that program back for you again this season. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll say goodnight to our television audience. I'll come back on for some extended recap on radio, and then stick around for a little bit later. We're going to have our Region 9 wrap-up show. We might be getting a little bonus coverage of the Pineview game for you, too. We'll check on that. So maybe we'll be back in a flash and then send it to the other game and kind of wrap up our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Russ in the studio, pick up in the break. And good night. Thanks for watching on sportsradio977.com or CEC TV. We'll have Desert Hills, Hawaii, our Game of the Week next week, live on the same outlet. 17-10 the final here inside our postgame show.